Yo, what's going on, everybody?
God
Welcome back.
damn, Monty, you trying to blow up my eardrums with that song or what?
Bro, turn your speakers down. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Jesus, let me do the intro. Yo, what's going on, everybody? We're back again, WrestlePurists Podcast, hosted by myself, Manny the Hooper, the real Joe Hulbert, as you see to my left, I think it is for you guys. Charlie and Ibu of WrestlePurists, better known as Backup Hangman to some of you guys. He's popping in to help us get this thing on the road. Today we're going to cover I guess we're going to talk about the Mercedes news that has just broke. We're going to review AEW's last night's Dynamite, as we usually do on the Thursdays, and whatever else comes up in the next, hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours, see how long we end up on here. Please like, subscribe, super chat. It's always appreciated. Hope everybody is doing good. Starting with my fellow co-host Alexia. First time we've seen you in a couple of weeks. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Just got home from work a few minutes ago and eating and prepping for the pod. So it's nice to be back after a while. So
People have missed you, Alexia. The people have missed you. You just finished work. You're straight into the real work of professional wrestling conversation.
Yeah.
We got some good stuff to get into. Charlie, I'll throw it to you next. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Not really done much today. Just been hanging out with my family and that. It's been all right. Excited to review Dynamite.
I hope you haven't been too stressed out, and we'll try to keep your stress levels quite low during this AEW Dynamite review.
Yeah.
Let's hope she doesn't get too spiteful.
We'll see what happens.
Ibu, just popping in for a cup of coffee.
Yes, sir.
You're not going to be here for the whole time. You're going to be here for you're going to be here for a good time, not a long time. How you doing today, though?
Can't complain. I've re-embarked in my journey to regain the muscle that I've lost over the last few months. So when I pop back out on these streets, I'm gonna look like Bobby Lashley.
Behave yourself.
You know what I mean. Got back to doing some yard work. You know what I mean. Just trying to get back to being Backup Hangman. You feel me? But I'm happy to be here. Happy to kind of pass by and talk about some stuff. You know what I mean. So yeah, happy days, right?
Yeah, happy days as always over here at WrestlePurists. Manny the Hooper, how have you been today? What you been up to? Tell the people how you feeling.
Good,
Jesus, Ibu.
Today I'm representing the Iron Sheik, so I'm the Iron Manny. I know a thing or two about yard work. Besides that, I'm just chilling.
How deep does your yard work expertise go, man?
It's in my blood. I don't know. Just
my person out laughing.
Manny, are you also a fellow wood chopper?
Well, not right now with my bad back. I'm not trying to blow it out, but I've done it once or twice.
How was the latest doctor's appointment concerning your beat up back and neck, man?
I haven't gone.
Why, man? You sounded beat up, bro. You said we was worried. Oh no! If you didn't see it on Monday, Manny was, in-depth medical record of Manny the Hooper. His back and his neck is in a bad place, people.
So,
we're very worried about him.
When I get out of work, there's like traffic, and I hate being in my car. So it's gonna take me like 30 minutes to get to the chiropractor. So I'm waiting for my days off.
Okay.
I signed up for the pool.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be going to the
progress,
pool. Yeah, and then I'm doing community service now.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, because my sister's making me go, so I
okay.
So that's about it. So
I'll say what, Manny. I don't believe in the medical system, and so I'm pretty beat up. So I have a fucked up shoulder, torn labrum.
Hold on.
Look,
what on the medical system do you not believe in?
They give you bad news. Fuck, man. I don't
listen, man. Don't they try to tell you to go to the doctors?
Oh God,
God, not this.
No, I'm not a Val Venus, but I will say, I just don't like taking trips over there. You know what I mean? So I'm very much someone who takes care of themselves, and so I have a partially torn labrum, and I have some issues with my neck and my left knee, right? And so what I did, Manny, was just get some icy hot. You know what I mean? Get the patches.
Throw some dirt on it.
No, and honestly, You guys know what kinesio tape is?
Yeah. It's the stuff the wrestlers wear, right?
Yeah, bro. I look like 2016 Claudio. I got this shit all over my shoulder and my spine. You know, and it works. It's great. You know, it helps your circulation on your body.
This is what wrestling podcasting does to these people.
Man,
These people, believe it or not, these people are in their 20s, you know, believe it or not.
Bro,
listen to these injury reports we're getting.
Bro, don't get me started with the icy hot, man. You put it on before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Rub it everywhere. Then you get under your blankets. You're cold for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know if I can go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then you doze off. You just wake up the
This
next
is
day.
the real American experience with the healthcare system.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know what I mean? After a long day of stocking and chopping wood, you know what I mean? Just, you know, throw some of that icy hot on. You feel me? You know?
Something else.
Picking up the pallets over your head and just throwing them everywhere. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Exactly. Yeah, see, Manny gets it, man. You know, that's the life of a hardworking American man.
I worked at PetSmart when I was younger, man. I picked up those pallets over my head and I threw them.
PetSmart.
That's why you're so beat up now, you know.
Wrestling all the big dogs and everything. Yeah.
Something like that. All right, this is a wrestling podcast, believe it or not, people. So let's get into it. All right, so as we mentioned on yesterday's podcast, if you was watching, there was, of course, the Sports Illustrated report that they included in their Tony Khan interview, which stated that according to sources close to Tony Khan, there has been significant talks between them and Mercedes Moné, basically. And of course, a lot of people, it was also mentioned as well, which it boded well for the potential of seeing Mercedes on Forbidden Door. And of course, you know, that was like the big pay-per-view that you would definitely circle if you was like Tony Khan and talking to Mercedes. You would assume, you know, that's kind of what we was all assuming as well yesterday. So, of course, all that talk of Mercedes and AEW, Tony Khan, that was all running rampant yesterday. And to follow on from this, there was a Fightful Select report that came out not too long before we went live. So, you know, we're going to continue this Mercedes Moné talk. So, in the Fightful Select report, obviously, I'm not going to read out the whole thing, but just to go over some quick bullet points. It said there had been talks between AEW and New Japan possibly as far back as January in an effort to facilitate the appearance. However, we haven't learned if any progress was made in that sense. Jesus, Iba. He's muted and just showing us the cloud. Like,
you see how depressing it looks outside?
Bro, I thought the sky was red.
Well, all right, you're throwing me off. Ibu, shut the fuck up. Anyway.
All right.
It also includes in the report, Mercedes is sidelined with an injury, which of course we all knew because we all saw it happen, unfortunately, on that New Japan show. And apparently on the New Japan side, there's belief that will have her out through Forbidden Door, which is, of course, very unfortunate, you know. But at least if you're pushing for the Mercedes AEW thing, you know, and you want it to happen, at least there is talks ongoing, and it seems like they're going to try and figure something out, I guess. But it does say, however, there was at least interest on AEW side. Prior to her injury, there was AEW talent that believed that she was coming in to do the show, and even rumours that she'd be working against Saraya, which of course is very, very interesting. But as it states in the report, you know, it's kind of AEW talent that, like, you know, their belief and rumours circulating around the locker room pretty much. It also says that we've been unable to confirm if there ever was plans for such. So, yeah, Mercedes, it looks like the locker room rumours was Saraya versus Mercedes. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Charlie's face is it's telling me something right now, you know. Ibu is currently showing us a trip, a day in the life of a US citizen, just walking around. I don't know why he's showing us all this shit, but, you know, if you like that visual experience during your wrestling podcast, then there you go, man. There you go. Charlie, if you're not too distracted, thoughts on Mercedes missing Forbidden Door, and of course what seems like locker room rumor of Saraya being her match if AEW did get the hands on her.
I mean, I'm sad about her missing Forbidden Door. Obviously, not just because I'll be there, but it's like going to be like one of the biggest shows of the year. Like, so I'm sad about that. But Saraya wouldn't have been my first choice personally. I feel like there's a lot of talent that would have been ahead of her. I can see, I guess, why that might have been the match they would do, but it's definitely not the one I would have gone for. I hope that, because if like it is true that they were working on something for this, they can work for something on a future show, and she'll appear somewhere else for AEW instead.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that she wasn't top of your list.
Yeah.
We heard some of your list yesterday on the podcast, and all of us
we
kind of went round and was throwing out names, and people in the live chat were throwing names around of people that'd like to see Mercedes face. And I can't say for sure that Saraya's name didn't show up at least once in the live chat, but it definitely wasn't one of the names that I was seeing a lot of, you know. So it definitely was a bit of a surprise, but I guess when you think about it, Saraya is of course a huge name. There's a bit of built-in story between the two of them, but again, I'm not sure if it's quite what the AEW fan base as well would want to, you know. So if this was WWE, maybe, you know, like maybe that fan base would be more into the idea of that match happening, but I don't think the AEW fans would be with this. Alexia, you're shaking your head in disappointment and disgust. How do you feel?
Man, I don't know. Like I said, like I didn't say that. I don't. How do I say this nicely?
Don't worry about it. You know?
All right,
we're all friends here.
It's gonna get real spiteful later. Don't worry about it.
That's just such a bad pairing. Like, it's just not good. I feel like there's like a ton of wrestlers, like women's wrestlers, who I would want Mercedes to face before she even got to Saraya. It's just not for me. It's just, I mean, I get, you know, the big names, big women's, you know, they draw, but it's just, how is it going to be like?
Excite you at all.
It doesn't excite me. It's just like going to be a Mercedes carry job. Like,
yeah, then I can't imagine if they were to do some sort of build, because of course, like I mentioned, there is some sort of built-in story there. So with if there was to go down that road, you'd expect them to do kind of like a program, you know. And I'm not sure if they're the kind of segments that, well, you know, it could surprise you. But like I said, it is just locker room rumours, it seems, from the report anyway. Nothing too solid. Manny, I know you're a huge fan of these kind of matchups, man. You know, this is your sort of stuff, you know. This is your real graps, isn't it, man?
Look, man, I want to give the benefit of the doubt to Anthony Khan on this, man. I don't. This doesn't seem like his kind of bag. I mean, I want to say this is Mercedes' idea, but I don't know, man. I don't even think Mercedes would even ask for this matchup too. So it's just like, who's this for? Who wanted it? I need names. Obviously, everybody wants the Riho match. So I need to know who's giving out these matches out there, because that's just nasty, and this is a way to set back the women's division. I mean, this is one of the biggest matches you can throw out there with all the people you have on there. I mean, fuck, man. You know,
Ibu, I don't know if I don't know what you're doing, where you are in the US right now. You know, but if you can hear me and you're available to speak, do you have any thoughts on Mercedes versus Saraya potentially being the blockbuster match for Tony Khan?
Thank you. You keep the receipt, no problem. Oh God. Hello? Yeah. So
Hello.
Sorry about that. I didn't know that 7-Eleven is self-serve, and I told the lady to give me a hot dog, and she's like staring at me. I was like, bitch, where's my hot dog? And she's like, you can pick it up and take it. I was like, where's the bun at? And it was in a drawer. And you got to pull the drawer out and put it in a bun, and then put that shit in a box. I didn't know that.
You never been to a 7-Eleven?
I don't buy food from a 7-Eleven. If I go to a 7-Eleven, it's to buy like fucking cookies or cigarettes or some shit. What are we talking about, Saraya?
Cookies and cigarettes, man. What a freaking combo.
Saraya, Mercedes, cookies, cigarettes, you know. Take your pick, mate.
Okay, the 7-Eleven sugar cookies are incredible. They're soft. 2 of them for $1.
I was all right.
He's being facetious.
Mercedes is the greatest American women's wrestler of all time. I would love to see her on AEW programming. It would have been amazing to see her at Forbidden Door. I'm sure we all agree on that, right? If that opportunity was used to face Saraya, that's fucking crazy. I don't give a shit what the fucking story background is. That's something you do if you have her guaranteed for multiple dates. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say she can do 4 to 5 appearances. Then, yeah, one of them could be Saraya. If it's one, you do the best match possible with her. So, yeah, that's just a crazy report if true. But I do think at some point we will see Mercedes in AEW. So that's my take on that.
Yeah, it feels like there is some progress being made, you know.
Progress.
Well, we say progress being made. It says in the report that there has been like at least contacts since going as far back as January, which, you know, of course, January was around the month. I believe it was the month where a lot of people were expecting her to show up on the LA show, you know, which didn't come to fruition. And since then, kind of like the hype and the belief of her showing up in AEW was, well, it just plummeted, to be honest. And then, you know, in recent weeks, it's starting to pick up again. And, you know, a lot of people in January, when she didn't show up, were kind of just like resigned to the idea of she's going back to WWE in the summer. That doesn't look like that's happening either. As of right now, you know, we don't know. A report could drop tomorrow and it all changes, you know. But as of right now, it does not seem like Mercedes, Sasha Banks is showing up at SummerSlam this year. So it'll be interesting to see where she goes when she recovers from injury. Of course, it's massively disappointing, but it sounds like she's not going to make Forbidden Door because that would have been perfect, you know, for both companies involved, New Japan and AEW, in terms of using Mercedes. So quite brutal in that sense, but we'll see if she does show up. And I'm kind of with Ibu, really. Like, you know, if you only have her for one match, one date, you know, big pay-per-view match, Saraya would be quite a crazy choice, you know. Like I said yesterday, man. None. I know what we're in a little bubble here on our little podcast and everything, but like, no one was calling for that match, bro. Like, no one.
No.
So, and I'm not mad at Saraya or anything, you know. I'm not going to bury the girl, you know. But yeah,
No,
that's
she's a lovely lady. She's a really, really nice woman, you know.
Listen, man. She's playing a role. She's playing a role on TV well as well at the minute. You know, she's doing a thing. But in terms of getting like that match, let's chill out a bit. You know. So you could give it Tony, you could give it Sheila, you could give it Riho, you could give it fucking Jamie,
Statlander.
Charlie. Gun to your head. Britt Baker or Saraya versus Mercedes?
Britt Baker, easily.
So this is what we're doing dealing with people.
Like,
you got Charlie giving stern answers, you know. I thought she would have had to think about it, but no, you know.
Listen, man.
Like I said, man,
I've seen them both
as well.
in singles. Like, I'll take a Britt Baker match over a Saraya match.
I need that Britt Mercedes feud, man. I already have it booked in my head how I'm going to end it, but
wait, talk us through it, man.
No, I can't say it now because Impact's already fucking stole my idea.
Well, no one watches Impact, so fucking, you know. Let's go through.
I wanted Mercedes and Britt to have the first dog collar match in AEW for women.
Nice. But how would you get there, man?
Oh, fuck,
you can't just throw a graphic up and be like dog collar match, you know.
Well,
Manny would do that.
No, I would have built to this. You know, I've seen enough dog collar matches in AEW to know you have to build to this. You know, look, I'm not a meat and potatoes guy. I'm a guy I just throw big ideas out there, and we brainstorm together to get to these big ideas. I mean, obviously, the first one you have a match. Second one you do like a tag.
What's the angles, man? Where's the angles, bro?
This is what we do here. A bitch too. Hey,
Yeah, right.
one-liner turns out one-liner of her calling the other person a bitch. Be like,
Britt's gonna be like, I'm the boss now, bitch. And then, you know, fucking.
Obviously, you have to make Mercedes the heel of this program because I don't think Britt can. So, I mean, maybe have Mercedes beat her in Pittsburgh, you know, make Britt bleed everywhere, you know, like they're freaking brawling in Puerto Rico or something, and then
What?
I don't know.
What, Manny? What are they fighting over?
I don't know.
Being the best, obviously.
Pride, the best. I mean, I
Someone a
don't
Pride. Pride never die, you know.
Yeah.
The UFC World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah.
Like nobody asked Manny this. Like what are they fighting over?
This is what I'm trying to. I'm trying to pick apart. I'm trying to find out angles.
What did FTR and the Briscoes fight over?
Yeah, they were talking shit about being the best.
They were going out there playing real music.
Yeah, but it's like, even with the Twitter promos, there was like, you know, FTR were being like real condescending, and of course Briscoes took slight to it, and then they were doing the whole "you being hit by Tony Khan, you don't want it with us," blah blah blah, and then you know, a few more Twitter promos back and forth, and we get like arguably one of the greatest trilogies in tag team history, Money the Hooper.
Yeah,
you know?
mean, I don't even remember what CM Punk and MJF were fighting about. I mean, they're fighting about over being heat. I mean,
You're probably not the guy for this, you know.
Wasn't MJF just mad that CM Punk wasn't his hero anymore? I mean, shit. I mean, if they're fighting for less of that, then
Don't get you started on this law, you know.
I was just about to say, you know, if you want to know what that fight was over, that was a metaphysical battle between two individuals that were in very different places in their lives, but were intertwined.
All right, that's enough. Anyway,
this would happen if we were in a big booking meeting. I'll have my chair to the back of everybody, and then we're trying to plan out the summer. I'll spin around and just throw out something like that, and then after I spit out that big idea, that's for Monty and Joe to take the ball and run. You know,
how long have I been on camera?
You're on camera for about 10 seconds. You're okay. You know?
Jesus Christ.
You do it sometimes in these StreamYards, you know. So, sometimes we're live, sometimes you're not, you know. People know what you look like. It's nothing scary, you know.
Yeah. But
all right, a few super chats. So let me get to them. Right. God's gonna bless me with getting this name right. All right. Karan Mir Chandani, 320 something. Excuse me for not knowing my currencies. Hot take: Kenny Hangman title reign better than Bucks. Hangman's descent into self-sabotage throughout really added to the tension of each defense. Bucks had some wonky storylines, albeit with great matches. I mean, they're both like...
It's a rupee. 320 rupees. I had to
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff from Alexia right there. But yeah, I'd say those two tag title ones are probably 1 and 2 in AEW history, you know. So, you know, like you've mentioned in the Super Chat very well, that, you know, there's different layers to the different storylines, you know, and, you know, there's Charlie, how do you feel about this one?
I think it's a fair take. You could have either one of those two at the top. I would say the Bucks are at the top for me, just because I feel like there was like just the match quality, like, and they had more matches in their reign. And just like some of the weight of the matches, like the Chris Daniels and Frankie Kazarian one, like the cage match with the Lucha Bros, like the street fight with Penta and Eddie, like there was just a lot of stuff that they did that made that reign just so fucking good. But I think that's a fair take. I would say 1A and 1B, honestly.
No, it's not a fair take. There's no one. No. Honestly, there's no 1A, 1B. The Bucks title reign is
fair.
Undisputed, unequivocally the best title reign out of any belts in AEW ever. I'm not.
Well, I agree.
I'm not a. No. You know I'm not an elite guy. Listen, I'm not even. You know this. I'm not the Bucks person. I'm not the elite person. That's the best tag title run we've ever seen. And here's the thing about it. You know why it's so great? Hangman and Kenny's run was great, right? tremendous matches, and it built to the whole elite stuff and all that stuff. It was a very necessary step in the overall story of the elite, right? But it's the rising action. The Bucks run was basically the apex of the story. And I think that it basically was the catalyst for so many things to happen in the promotion. So important, such a good run in terms of matches. And it was the peak of their characters, their character work, the angles, the business of the company. On every level, it was just peaking. So, no, there's no 1A, 1B. It's 1 and 2.
Okay, I'm sorry. I noticed a spider across my floor in the middle of that, so that's why I jumped.
Fair, Manny, you're the least emotional. You know, you're the veteran now. What's your choice? Are you going with Hangman and Kenny or the Bucks? Settle this, Manny. Stroke that beard.
I'm going to go with the Bucks because they ended on a high note. Kenny and Hangman had a really bad match with FTR, at the end of their feud. So, and the Bucks had a classic with the Lucha Bros. So,
there you have it, people. There you have it.
Best run, best.
Super verified, All right, Showtime Spurs, $5. So Chris starts praising MJF and he's back to winning quarter hours. Cannot be a coincidence. Listen, bro, it's the unpurist reaches far and wide. That's what they do. Appreciate your Showtime Spurs. Darren Walker, £5. 2 women on and WrestlePurists GOAT Ibu on. What a great night to come. Appreciate you, Darren. You fired up, brother.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Sounds like facts to me. Listen, before we move on to Pylons' super chat, I do want to make a couple statements because I got to leave soon.
Okay.
Boss, how you feeling? All right, bro, let's get to work. Listen, so here's the deal. I got to go. I just want to point this out. You guys know I'm stoked for Collision. I will be seated day one.
Yes.
With that said, there's 9 days to listing premieres, right? We need to figure out ASAP who is on what show. I don't know why this has not been made clear. And I think it's very important for the marketing of this show to tell us what people are on it besides the excommunicateds, because right now it does look on the outside like CM Punk and the people Tony doesn't like. And I think it would be good to know, like, oh, Darby's on this, or oh, Swerve's on this, or whoever. Now, it can be inferred, but I'd like to know this. So I just wanted to point that out. And I also want to point out that I prefer if we shot some big angles for this first episode. You know what I mean? So
I'd prefer if they just shot big angles in general,
Well, hold on.
Right.
Well, Hangman
is too much, can you?
Well,
yeah, right.
Well, Hangman's here. I want to ask him this question.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you feel about Tony Khan announcing the main event before the Jay White and Ricky match? Because I feel like I feel his announcement completely neutered that main event, and I didn't give 2 fucks about who won because I just know Jay White is moving on to a bigger match and a bigger program.
I didn't think about that, and it didn't affect me. But I mean, I could see that. Look, man, if it was up to me, bro, I would have done all of this way different. I would have had Tony make most of these announcements in the ring in front of a live audience. I would have had Samoa Joe crash at least one of these announcements to do something. I would have Samoa Joe on these programs in general, talking shit. Taz calling out Sabu style, 96. So I'd handle a lot of this different. What's going on, boss? How you feeling?
Well, it's funny because you hear Samoa Joe actually doing the voiceover for Collision, so it seems like it's his show.
For me, he's going to be one of the big parts. I'm just saying, like, I'm not a fan of this pre-tape match graphic thing. Like, it feels too separate from what's going on. And it's like, look, man, you got to convince people that this isn't a B show. And obviously, we know that that's the intention. But to, like, a lot of people, I don't use the word casual, but to a lot of the people watching, it's like, what's to say this isn't going to end up just another Rampage after a few months? I think that's what affects it. It's not going to be Rampage. I am aware.
Don't say that.
No, but it's true.
It's a bit aggressive,
Look, I'm all Collision. You know this. But like at the same time, like let's shoot some ambitious angles. Let's prove a point.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
I would like to see that, and I'd like to know what the roster is going to be, and I'd like them to inform the viewer that. So that's where I stand with that. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the podcast. I'm gonna go eat this shitty hot dog and get to work. Take care, everybody.
Enjoy your shift.
Bye.
All right, there you have it. Let's get rid of him. There he is. He's gone. All right, man. Pylons, $20. Happy Thursday, y'all. With Stardom being ruled out of Forbidden Door, what should the women's match or matches be at Forbidden Door? Tony versus Shida and maybe Riho versus Willow. I mean, you could probably sneak Mayu on there because she's the IWGP Women's Champion. Like, even if you're not doing the Stardom thing, I know obviously she's a Stardom wrestler, but like I said, because she holds a New Japan belt, it'd be cool if she could defend it, on that show. So Mayu versus Shida. You mentioned Shida in the super chat. Mayu's that good of a wrestler, but you could literally, AEW's got a lot of nice women's workers in the division, man. So a long list of people that you could stick with her. I'd like to see her on the card. And is there anyone else that you really want to see? Like, on the AEW side, who would you really like to see a match? I know Jamie Hayter comes up quite a lot. Tony Storms obviously came up here. Statlander would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care who she's facing. I just want to see her.
Yeah, there's
Athena as well.
Athena would be amazing, of course. She's on a roll at the moment. It'd be cool if she got a chance on like a big show, like that. So yeah, definitely Athena. That was a good suggestion as well. Manny, on the AEW side, what women would you like to see get a match on this show?
Riho.
Nice. Yeah.
And Tony Storm.
Big Tony fan. Man, he's fries. He's good taste, Charlie, you got anyone in mind?
I'd like to see Willow on the show because obviously she has the New Japan Strong Women's belt, so it kind of makes sense. In the absence, I think the Stardom pay-per-view is actually booked Mayu already for that day, so in the absence of that belt, it makes sense for Willow to have a big match. I don't know who they would put her against, though. I don't know who I'd want to see her against.
Right, excuse me for if I looked confused for a second. Then I don't know what this says. Mavs fan 84, Mercedes.
You call her
No, but even if that's what I was trying to figure out, but it still don't quite make sense, does it?
So, I'll read it.
Let's pretend if it does say that.
Mercedes piece of shit. Only AEW match. Shida right there. The fuck?
What?
What?
I don't know what that means, man. I guess you can try again. God bless. Bro, $5. Mazel tov to Max for popping that number while the Elite cut backstage promos and avoid working. That's very spiteful. Very, very spiteful indeed, bro. Appreciate the super chat, though. Darren Walker, £5. Monty, you are wrong. People do watch Impact. Me and Joe watch the great Nick Aldis. I mean, Joe's not a real person, so.
It's all bits anyway, so I mean.
Don't shatter his dreams like that, man. He's got a fellow Nick Aldis fan, man. Let him enjoy this. Caster Shah $4.99. Appreciate you very much. Your favourite, not necessarily the best, Orange Cassidy Total Defense. Tapped into WrestlePurists. Shout out, y'all. Shout out to you as well, Caster Shah. My favourite Orange Cassidy Total Defense.
I have a full list in my phone.
Mine is against Bandido. That's the top one for me.
Probably. I'm probably with you now that you bring it up. Charlie, if you can name a few of them to re-jog my memory.
So the very first one was the Rush and Preston Freeway, the Luchasaurus Ray Phoenix Freeway, Shibata, Lee Johnson, Jake Hager, QT Marshall, Trent Seven. I forgot that happened. Trent Beretta, Kip Sabian, Jay Lethal, Lee Moriarty, Wheeler Yuta, Big Bill, Jeff Jarrett, The Butcher, Dralistico, Buddy Matthews, Gabriel Kidd, Bandido, Daniel Garcia, Carl Fletcher, Swerve. I really liked the Swerve one, but also recency bias.
I'd say Bandido, definitely, to be honest.
Yeah.
After hearing that list. Yeah, after hearing that list, all those matches, literally 90% of them are nice to good matches, But that's when you read out that list, that was the only one that really stood out to me, if that makes sense. The Swerve match even last night, it was good, but Although I quite vividly remember that Bandido match quite fondly, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Bandido one. Any of you guys got anything drastically different? You know,
I don't remember
Big
any of the
Ba-
matches.
Oh,
big,
yeah, I mean, yeah, okay.
the big Bandido goes over here. You know,
Hmm.
match on 84 189. That tri-state smug is making Ibu wild. Stay safe, amen. It's rough conditions out there. You know. Jacob Donnelly, $10. Feel like MJF could use a few more captivating opponents like Kingston or Samoa Joe before Adam Cole. Still feel Cole's not quite there, but hope he proves me wrong. We'll get into it.
Well,
Go ahead,
Jacob,
man.
I don't know about that, man. I feel like Adam Cole pieced him up yesterday, so I mean, I don't know.
He did his. Like I said, we'll get to it. We sure
We'll get
will
to
get
it.
to it. We sure will get to it. What other news do I have here in my notes? My professional notes. Nothing else major, really. It's been quite quiet news-wise, unless I'm forgetting something. And of course, you can always ask in the live chat if there's a subject you want us to touch on.
Monty, the biggest news in the world: Messi to Miami.
I'll get a grip. That wasn't even today. That was yesterday. All right. Sean done an update on Thoughtful Select. It was only a quick one. It's one of the response to the people that have been asking him about Serena Deeb lately. Says that he's always asking about her. He's constantly asking about her. She has not been, but he says that she has not been seen around backstage, and knows that we say that they haven't heard of her being brought up creatively. So she's definitely out the game. I don't know if she's injured. I don't know if she's fucking done. I don't know if she's done something. I don't know if she's, we don't know. Like Alexa Bliss, she's pregnant. A lot of people were speculating about her for a while. Could be the case with Serena. I don't know. It doesn't seem like anyone knows. But Sean Ross Sapp is more than good enough at his job, and he's constantly asking. He says so. I guess eventually we'll hear or see some sort of update regarding Serena Deeb. Manny did pump his fist when he heard the name Serena Deeb. I'm afraid you've been owned.
I know.
It wasn't a positive update, I'm afraid. But yeah, man, Serena Deeb, hopefully, like I said, hopefully she pops up with some sort of update sooner rather than later, because it's been a minute now. It has been a minute. And she's very good, She's very, very good. Mazfan 84 199. TK should only put Preston in tornado tags. Oh baby, we're gonna get that one. We're gonna get to that one as well. Right, okay, let's review this Dynamite, man. Let's get to it. Let's get down to the real business. What the people came to see, what they're all here for. They want to hear Alexia talk about MJF. Alright, AEW Dynamite. It opened up with Orange Cassidy defending his AEW International title versus Swerve. The feeling going into this, and of course we spoke about it yesterday before the show started, was this really did feel like it was going to be a step too far for our guy Orange Cassidy here. They've been selling like how he's been beat up and how many matches and the work rate he's putting in, and our guy's hurting. Our guy Orange is hurting, and Swerve, of course, the trajectory he's on, with the Mogul Embassy and everything, and of course, like just being like a consistent, strong presence on AEW recently. You would think, like, he's in the middle of a push, and you would expect, like I said, the feeling around most people, especially us guys, was this was Swerve's time to get a singles belt. This was his time, and this was a step too far for Orange. It was not the case. Orange Cassidy successfully defends. He rolls up Swerve. He did grab the tights, I guess, if you want to talk about protected Swerve. But yeah, man, I was expecting like a dominant Swerve title win, especially with over like a weak and battered Orange Cassidy, and almost like a statement being made. And it was a nice match and everything, but it definitely wasn't that. Like Swerve did take most of the match. It wasn't like a dominant beatdown, brutal or anything like that. Like I said, it wasn't really much of a statement being made, but it was a nice match. The closing stretch was good. There was a lot of crazy bumps in it, especially. But But yeah, Orange won again in another nice AEW International title defense, which we always joke about it, but we find ourselves saying every week. We thought this week would be different. It wasn't. Charlie, your thoughts on this whole ordeal?
I was shocked by the outcome. Like when it came out that it was like the first match on the show, I was like, "Ooh, that's an interesting match order to go with," because we were all expecting the title change, and then obviously the title didn't change. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that it didn't change, but I think a lot of people had set themselves up for like Swerve to be winning the big one and like finally getting some gold in again. So it was a weird one, like coming out of that match. But I really liked the match, and on second viewing, I liked it even more. I thought they had a really good match. Some of the DDTs they were taking and like the bumps they were going through were absolutely nuts.
The bumps on the outside were crazy.
Yeah, they were absolutely crazy. But it makes me think that they've got something big for Orange Cassidy planned on Forbidden Door, and that's why they haven't changed the title here. So
maybe
we'll see what happens. But
we will see what happens. Definitely didn't go the way we expected, but we're not. I'm not mad. I'm not crazy mad at it or anything, Orange Cassidy's been a great champion, man. So it's not like he's going to go out there and stink it up in his next defense. Like he's going to do the opposite, Manny, how do you feel about all this? And what did you think of the match?
The match was all right. I mean, I thought the first 5 minutes were kind of weird because they were trying to work that thing where like they didn't know what was going on, because there was kind of a lot of miscommunication parts in the beginning where you remember that one spot where Orange ran to the ropes and he was waiting for Swerve to get
after he got out of a DDT, like Swerve reversed the DDT, pushed him off, and then they kind of just froze for a sec,
and part of it to me seemed like all that was planned, like he was supposed to look like a struggle or whatever. But after it moved past all that, I really liked all the bumps that they were taking. I like some of the early stuff Swerve was doing to work the arm, like throwing it, like slamming it against the ring post. Yeah. And then once they got going, it became a really good match, and I was actually really shocked that Swerve didn't win. But I always notice it's kind of weird how when Bryce is refereeing these matches, like he doesn't, like when Orange is like in the ropes or whatever, he does not let anybody get near him and all that. So keep an eye on that. I don't know if that's actually a thing or it's just me just noticing, like, Bryce protecting his boy out there. I don't know. There's something weird going on.
Alexia, did this? Actually, hold on. What could these weird things going on be, man?
I don't have my tin hat around me. I would have grabbed it.
I'll find it, please.
Okay, to be honest, I threw it away, so I have to go out there and make it. So I'm not gonna go do that. I don't know. I just think it's weird. Like, I don't know. Like every time I feel like a heel, like early in the match too, where how sometimes the refs don't really stop the opponent from when they're the guys in the ropes. They still let them beat them up and stuff. But there's parts of the match where Bryce didn't even let Swerve get near Orange when he was in the ropes and stuff like that. Like, it just seemed like he was protecting him and all that. So.
All right, Alexia. Was this match vibes? Bad vibes? Good vibes? How are you feeling? Good vibes.
I actually really enjoyed that match. I feel like Orange Cassidy's reign has been like really good. It's been like
definitely
well, and like every time Dynamite has opened up with like an Orange Cassidy match, like it's always gonna be like a good one. Like I feel like I was a little bit surprised, like shocked that Swerve didn't win, because like I feel like everyone was, but like I'm not mad that Orange Cassidy won, because like I love her. I'm a big OC girl. Sorry, Manny.
Manny's not been as spiteful recently, to be fair,
He's kind of growing on me.
Listen, he's working. He's putting his body on the line. This is the sort of stuff that Manny loves, but specifically pops in. If someone's in pain whilst wrestling and putting on good matches, it's a good way to get in the hoopers, good books. Carry on, Alexia. My bad.
You're all right. No, like overall, it was a really good match. I really did like it. I just kind of, I'm not really like antsy's the word for it, but like I'm just kind of like excited to see what's next, because like you guys said, like obviously it seems like they have like something planned for him, but like I want to know now. Like
what could it
now.
be? I guess. Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's like if they're not going to put the belt on Swerve, it's like, what are we cooking? You know, Charlie, what did you think of this whole
Wait, Charlie
thing?
or
Wait.
George?
I got halfway through asking her, and I was just like, I got to finish asking her now. I'm talking 50-50 chances that I've already asked her or I haven't. All right, so that was the opener. The opener. Good stuff, I guess. Surprising result, I guess, as well. Next up, we had a promo package for the main event between Jay White and Ricky Starks. I personally do really like it when they do this and kind of build the main event throughout the show, whether that's with promo packages, whether that's with backstage segments, whether that's with whatever you do, you know. Build to your main events, man. Something that they've been doing a bit more of lately, so that was good. We also got, as Brian was coming out on commentary for the next match, we got a promo video package for Bryan Danielson versus Okada. Of course, the dream match of all dream matches, the celebrations going on screen from the girls, you know. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. And then we got Blackpool Combat Club versus what I call the US Chaos, the Best Friends, Rocky Romero. Good match, man, because this is what Blackpool is similar, almost similar to like the Orange Cassidy thing that we keep saying. It's like Blackpool Combat Club, never trios match most weeks, and most times it's good to very good. So this one was another solid one. Rocky Romero, of course, as we mentioned yesterday, love that guy. Think he's a great, smooth, solid worker, man. You know, he's always looks good in these spots. And yeah, man, this was Trent, of course, always doing his thing. That spot when Claudio uppercuts Trent from the moonsault to the outside was like insane. You know, absolutely.
I've never seen that before. It was really shocking.
Not timed like that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Where are our co-hosts? Our co-hosts are turning into Mario characters before our eyes. So I guess I'll throw it to you first, Charlie. What did you think of this match?
I really liked it. Probably to the surprise of no one. This is my sort of match. It was just kind of messy and all over the place, and it had the BCC in it, and I'm a big fan of those guys. I thought like Trent really showed out in this match as well. Like we've already said, like Rocky was really good in this, but Trent, he's just like been really showing out the last couple of matches he's had. And maybe I'm just like noticing that he's like always consistently good, and I've never really picked up on it before. But I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Brian on commentary, we've talked about this before, and we'll probably talk about it again. But he's so funny on commentary. He's so good, and he really puts over Wheeler Utah, and it makes me laugh a lot. Like him shouting like about the elbows and that, and about different types of pins.
Dude,
it just
covers
pops me so much. Yeah.
The way it's talking about the fucking covers, man. It does pop, man. It's
yeah, it was a good time. I had a lot of fun with it.
Good time. Manny, Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio out there looking like a fucking machine again. How did you feel about this match, brother?
I don't remember much about the match besides freaking freaking shitter, bro. It was called Trent, bro. Not Trent. Chuck. Bro, did you see his shitty kicks before the match started and his lame chair throw, bro? I said, bro, this guy might just be a PWG merchant, bro. That's the only time I've seen him be good. And what if he hits a cool power driver here and there? You know, a lot of cool guys hit power drivers, you know, just I don't know. I just kept watching him in the match and I said, fuck, man, why can't this just be like Trent and Rocky Romero? Or
that be your takeaway from that trios match is
and also Claudio Castagnoli hitting that European uppercut from Trent when he did the moonsault, and then Wheeler Yuta hitting that Busaiku knee. Freaking awesome, bro. He's good at that. So there you go, Chuck. Your days are numbered, man. I zeroed you in, and I'm coming after you now.
It really did. You started off by saying you didn't remember much of the match, and then proceeded to just really pick apart and just destroy poor
Bro, I want,
you know.
He's just swapped Orange Cassidy for Chuck Taylor. Like, what is it with you and the best friends?
I want y'all to go back.
He hates everything I hate or everything I like.
I want y'all to go back and watch Chuck Taylor throw those shitty punches and kicks. And I said, bro, John Moxley shouldn't be selling shit for this guy. He should go out there and kill him.
I mean, you basically did kill him at the end of the match, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
God
he was laying him in, bro. He was.
Thank God he took the pin, bro. I mean, fuck, man. If I saw Trent take another pin, I would have lost it on Twitter.
Chuck
kind
didn't
of.
take the pin.
He was in the ring for the finish.
Yeah.
Getting the shit neat elbowed out of him by Utah. But he was actually the legal person. It was Rocky, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Was it
Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah, Rocky.
Whatever. In my head, it was Chuck. So
Right,
Chuck,
he was in the. To be fair, for Manny the
Yeah,
Hooper.
he was like in the foreground of the ring,
Yeah.
so I get it.
Yeah, so for Manny the Hooper and his botches, this wasn't the most
Yeah.
unforgivable. You know, we can forgive you for that one, Manny.
I think it fucking
But Trent didn't get pinned, so he was right there. You know.
I'm waiting for Trent to turn heel, man. I don't know what's going on. 'Cause I feel like they've been teasing that for like over a year and a half now or something.
Well, before they do that, I just need one best friends tag team title run. Like I've been waiting for this for literal years. I feel like I need it. I need it so bad. It's not
why?
funny anymore. I'm in so much pain. Being a best friends fan is the worst.
Best friends don't have best friends.
I think you have a higher chance of seeing Rocky Romero and Trent be tag champs than you do Trent and Shitty T. I mean, that's what's going on.
Oh man, Shitty T is
That was
really
very
like
spiteful.
it's spiteful and not even like creative. You know, it's just
Manny just hates me. That's why.
I think he does, to be honest. I think
Yes.
he hates the women of WrestlePurists. You know, I'm gonna send a message to HR about this. You know. But yeah, has anyone got anything to add on that trios match before we move on?
That's beast.
Yeah, we're happy. All right. Okay. After the match, we are pointed to the Titantron, I believe, or we get some sort of video package of a pre-tape of Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks, and they lay down the challenge to the Blackpool Combat Club, and it looks like we are getting that match next week. A huge match in terms of AEW trios, one of the biggest trios matches they could possibly put on, literally. This is good shit, man. I know, Charlie, I know you stood up and pumped your fist at this. How you feeling?
I'm very, very excited. It's like they just need to call them the Hung Bucks on the graphics, and this would all be perfect. Like that was the only thing I was annoyed about. But I'm very excited for this match. It's going to be a great time. It always is with these guys because they're just really good wrestlers. But there's got to be a big angle here for the match too. Like that's my main takeaway. It's like something big's going to happen next week. I say this all the time, and it rarely does. But
Yeah,
I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, they've done good angles so far, you know. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they hit another home run there. So, yeah, man, Hung Bucks, Blackpool Combat Club, big business, Charlie, in the world of in the Chucky-verse, you know. Alexia, how are you feeling about this one?
It's gonna be beast. I mean, I really don't have anything else to say. Like, I'm really fucking excited to see them. Like Charlie said, they should just put the graphic Hung Bucks. Like, why are they so afraid?
Yeah.
They're scared.
They're calling
Cowards.
them Hung Bucks
Cowards.
on commentary. They're absolute cowards. I think that's what I said in my tweet last night. I was just like, calling the Hung Bucks you
Well,
cowards.
call up the Hung Bucks. Well, what's stopping them? They already
Cowards,
called that.
you know?
Cowards. Yeah, just advertise it that way. But
Yeah, we'll see if hopefully we get that edit. Manny, is this real music?
Man, I'm just praying for Hangman, man, out there. Like, he has nobody out there to protect him out there. So
Wow.
Aw.
I really want to know what your issue is with the women of WrestlePurists. You're just being so spiteful.
right, it's
It does, you
I
know?
don't know. I just every time I just see the Bucks, I'm just like I just laugh. I'm just like, oh my god, look, there they are.
What the fuck? What? What the fuck's come to you, bro? Like, where's this come from? You were just putting them on about 10 minutes ago.
I know. I mean, they're awesome. But when they stand next to like the BCC guys, I'm just like, these guys are killers. I just don't see the Bucks as killers. You know, just
You're buying
Hangman's
into
a
the
killer.
storyline then. They've done their job.
Yeah. They're going to win eventually with the power of friendship,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the Miami Heat in the finals. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, they're
Sure
cooked,
thing.
bro.
No, bro. You know? There's still faith here. Go Heat. Absolutely. But yeah, man, big business. I did say next week. Charlie, can you confirm that it is next week?
Yes.
It is
Yes,
next
it's in
week. Beautiful
DC
business.
or wherever they are. Something like that.
Absolutely beautiful. All right. Next up, we had a Ospreay versus Kenny Omega at Forbidden Door promo package. Like the other ones, like the Bryan and Okada one. Good bit of business. Good stuff. And I believe next up, we are getting to the MJF and Adam Cole segment, which was very interesting, quite long. A lot of things were said. Some people loved it. A lot of people loved it. The people in the building liked it a lot as well, for judging from the reactions and how invested they were in each guy when they were talking. It also received a lot of criticism. A lot of people just did not like it, I've like I did just mention, it clearly worked to some degree because, of course, the people were into it, the people were popping along, the people were oohing and ahhing, and it was, people were popping for the big stars in the ring, and it was kind of one of those segments. So it opens up with MJF coming to the ring, and he's doing kind of his usual shtick, really, of just kind of shitting on the local workplace and talking about how there's no competition for him, and he's really drilling that home. And then we get Adam Cole's music. It hits. Adam Cole goes to make his full entrance. He does the boom. But as he's about to do the big Adam Cole bye-bye, MJF cuts it off. Cuts the music off. Crowd boos because, of course, they do. But yeah, MJF, he starts going. He's talking about how Adam Cole, he used to be such a big fan. He watched his career. He was flicking the channels. And he said him one day and he was captivated and blah, 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 blah. And he was just putting him over. He references different points of his career, a few little word plays in there, like undisputed and shock the system and blah blah blah. The stuff that pops to it, all that kind of stuff. Where else did he go from there? And then he kind of was like, "What happened to you?" He's looking at him. He's just being super condescending. Compliments are over at that point. He says Britt has got his balls in a purse whenever she leaves the house, which is very spiteful. He took shots at the way that his body looks. Said he doesn't have the body of a world champion. He said he looks like a scrawny crack whore or whatever the fuck he said. It was very spiteful as well. Called him frail. Mentioned that he sees what the fans say online about him not being utilised properly and blah blah blah, and but he thinks that AEW does everything that they can to make him feel special. The music, the t-shirts, the blah, 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 the storylines, the title shots. But all they have to do to make MJF feel special is ring the damn bell, which, of course, is another reference to an Adam Cole promo, which you got on Karrion Kross. So there was a lot of that. I know I'm going quite long, but they did blame the segment, not me. He said also that... he mentioned now about Vince McMahon apparently didn't see a top guy in him or whatever, and now that he's standing in front of him and he can size him up, he thinks Vince was right. Of course, he did actually name Vince McMahon as well, which the AEW fan base hated. They booed the shit out of him. And then, finally, Adam Cole gets the microphone. And he didn't go on half as long, to be honest, He definitely made his point in a lot fewer words.
Thank God. I said thank God.
Yeah, like I said, it was a lot. Even like recapping it now, I've got it wrote down in bullet points, and it's still a lot. But yeah, Adam Cole, he grabs the mic and he's like, basically, he starts off with like, "Is that it? You're the great MJF who verbally destroys people, and that's the best you've got for me." And then his first comeback, he calls him a toxic. So he sounds like a toxic social media troll. He calls him a world-class douchebag. Yeah. He made reference to, you take shots at my body because of my body of work. You can't touch me. I've done this, I've done that. You can't touch me. He then mentions, he talks about his body and how, he says something like, "If you're so great, let's both go to the back, piss in a cup and see who comes up positive. See who's natural," is what he said. And then he just says about how he's respected in the locker room and MJF isn't. Nobody respects MJF. MJF is a cowardly champion who does the bare minimal to collect his paycheck and have that belt. No one respects him. He's a coward, blah, blah, blah. MJF gets rolled up, says that he'd beat his ass any day of the week. Adam Cole ends by saying, "Attaboy, we have a match." Segment ends. And there it was, MJF and Adam Cole's first segment together. Like I said, a lot of people did like this. A lot of people were oohing and ahhing. There is definitely points in this that I didn't like. But I guess overall, it was somewhat successful, judging from crowd reaction, you know. But there's definitely parts of this that we can pick apart. So, Charlie, I know you're waiting to get in on this. Apologies to the listeners and to my co-host for how long that breakdown was. But again, it was a very long segment. Details, people. I'm a man of details. Charlie, what did you like? What didn't you like? Talk to me. Talk to the people.
I'm glad the crowd enjoyed it and that they were into it and they were doing their bit in this segment. That kind of made it watchable for me. But this isn't for me, which is like kind of crazy because I really like Adam Cole, but I can't do these Reddit promos. And I can't do it. Like,
it's very
every
online.
Time, it is chronically online, which I guess, like, I'm one to talk. I spend a lot of time on Twitter, but it's like, I can't. Every time I think MJF's character is evolving, he goes back to the same old shtick, and I've just accepted the fact that I'm never going to like him as his character is now. So I'm just going to stop trying because it's like every time I get like mildly invested and he has a really good match because he's a really good wrestler in the ring. And it's like, and then he opens his mouth and it's like, all right, just you're talking for 15 minutes about shit that I don't care about. And like, it's also like just copy and paste with other feuds that he's had. Like, especially like the Punk one. It's just like, I respected you like when I was growing up, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I feel like I've heard like half his promos like 7 times before. And I don't want that, like, in a wrestler at all, let alone a world champion. So I was not very high on this segment. I do think it was one of Cole's better promos since he came back, though. And he seems to be settling in more, I feel. And I think the match will be good. But yeah, this wasn't a hit for me, personally.
Fair enough. Manny, this 2 people in a ring talking for this long, regardless of who it is, does not sound like your kind of business, your kind of graps, Manny the Hooper. I'm not sure how much of this you actually paid attention to.
No, I heard it.
Oh, here we go. Manny, what did you think?
Bro, I don't need to be fucking listening to MJF do his spoken word and wordplay in there, bro. I don't give a... And him winking every time he says something Adam Cole said in the past, bro. Take that shit to a freaking jazz club or something, man. I don't I don't need you saying something Adam Cole said in the past and then looking in the freaking camera and winking. And then you have fucking people on Twitter raving about it. Oh my god, look, he's getting real heel heat. Look at him. He's making all the people on social media mad because he's stealing their bits. Like, no, bro, this fucking sucks, bro. He sucks at everything he does, bro, besides wrestling, bro. Just wrestle. I'm just begging MJF to wrestle in. And people are going to take this out of context, like saying, oh, you're getting worked by him. No, I just think he sucks, bro. I don't care how many times your heroes let you down. Bro, who gives a fuck, man? Like, first Punk let you down. Now Adam Cole. I know, it's like, I've had enough of this, man. And then Adam Cole cut a really good promo, I thought. It was pretty smart. And I think he's found his footing, but god damn, bro. Every time I see MJF have a segment, it just pisses me off. And I listen for the first few seconds, then he starts ranting about a town, like talking about how shitty they are. And look, I get it. Like, it's heel heat. You pick on like the cities that he's doing it to popular cities. I get it, because that's the point, you know. Like, he's shitting on popular cities, but fuck, man, who cares, bro? I just want you to cut a promo where it feels like you're fighting for something, not like I'm just mad because when I was a kid you were my hero and you just freaking disappeared because you couldn't cut it in WWE. Like, who gives a fuck, man? You're fighting for the world title. Make it feel important, not you going off somewhere else. So There you go, man. Before I just get more irritated thinking about it again.
People love it when you get irritated, man. You know, you didn't get too spiteful. You've definitely been more spiteful in the past. You know, it's it's one of those. It was one of those segments, man. Like, there was definitely a lot of people that loved it. Definitely a lot of people that I saw that hated it. You know, I'd say the majority probably leans in the former. You know, but still, man, it's not like you're. I wouldn't class it as, you know, I wouldn't say you're in a small group of people feeling a bit of disdain for this. Alexia, you seem to be in pain as I was recapping this segment earlier on. What did you think of this, though?
I have a lot of strong feelings towards this segment.
Oh, let them out.
Oh my god. It was dog shit. It was not for me. It was bad. It was not. It was. For me, MJF is the definition of shut up and dribble. Like, shut up, please. Like, it's not. It's just that. Oh my god, the chronically online promo thing every single time, it gets repetitive after a while. It gets boring, it gets stale, it gets like, oh, you're getting work, like Manny said, but it's not like, if you're gonna try to get like heel heat, like cheap heel heat, like at least be creative about it instead of like repeating the same shit every single time you're on. Like, it was just so bad for me. Like, it wasn't like the whole time I was watching it, I was just watching it in pain. Like, I was just like, where's this going? Where is this going? How long is this gonna go for? I don't know. That's just me though. But like, I know everyone's entitled to like their own opinions. But for me, it was just not it for me. And just I love Adam Cole. I love him. I think he's a great guy. But it's just once like I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit like the MJF, like, I'm starting to feel a little bit like, more positive towards him. It's like he does something like this, and then it's like, for me, it's like, I have to step back and be like, all right, where do we go from here? Are we like going back to the same stuff, or are we like moving forward at this? Like, I don't know. It's just
part of me that gets frustrated about it is he shows so much potential in like little.
That's the thing, yeah.
And he shows so much potential in little spurts, and then when he goes back to these little things, it's just like, bro, what's you show such great moments, and then you don't have to rely on this. Like, you already shown that you're a deep character that has so many different layers to it.
Yeah.
But it just feels like he just relies on that one layer and he doesn't want to go deeper because, yes, I guess if he goes deeper, people are gonna start liking him more because he's a complex character and everything like that. But fuck, man, but I rather just see a complex character that the crowd is mixed on because they don't know whether to cheer him or boo him because he has so many issues going on as a champion.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to defend it. I'd rather see that than him going in there and cutting a promo on Vegas or Colorado. I just want to see the guy that we see hints of it during the Punk feud. And there was some shades of it in yesterday's promo and some of the stuff he did with Danielson. It's there. But he just doesn't want to go into it. So that's just my frustration on the whole thing.
It always feels like he's the best at like the very end of a feud, just before a match, because that's like when like the deeper stuff starts to come out, and like he really taps into like some like the darker heel stuff that he can do. So if you could just like tap into that like a majority of the time, like I would probably like his character a lot more than I do, and I don't like his character at all. So it'd be an improvement. But I don't know, man. I really wish I could get invested, but every time I feel like I am, he just says something that I've read 76 times on Twitter from accounts with 3 followers. So
yeah, I already see people saying that. Yeah, they already cheered. The crowd already cheers him. And that's when he does the cheap heat. Bro, I don't care. I mean, I get MJF doesn't want to be cheered, but at the same time, it's just, I mean, I don't know what else to say, man. It's just so frustrating. I don't want to go back and forth with people in the comments.
Charlie, I get it.
Yeah, I will be right back. I need to go let my dog out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I maybe being a little bit too harsh, but because for the most part, I like keeping like negative like things to myself, because I know if I'm actually honest about how I feel, be like, oh,
It's all about how you phrase it, and to be honest, you phrase it very fairly. Like you said, this is how I feel about it. It's not like you said Adam Cole's trash or MJF is trash or the shitty promos or anything. It was just this segment in particular was not for you at all. Then you thought the segment was trash, not the people involved.
But look,
It happens.
he might be cheered during the promos. Who cares? But they're not gonna cheer him during the match. I mean, that's what he's gonna do, some heel shit, and it's gonna get everybody mad during the match. So I rather them have the crowd split while he's cutting promos and telling a story than during the match the crowd just boo him. So
At the end, yeah, it's like it's almost. I guess there's certain parallels in the scenario we're talking about with Roman Reigns, and if you did go down the route of just kind of being more of a complex character, which would, in turn, we suspect would turn him into more of a,
Anti-hero,
mixed reactions, anti-hero, definitely. It's Roman Reigns, he gets big reactions, bro. Some people, half of the people boo him, probably less than half of the people boo him these days, and he always gets a big reaction when he walks out. But if you put him in there with the right baby face, the people boo the shit out of him. It happened with Sami Zayn, it happened with Cody Rhodes. It'll happen with Jimmy and Jey Uso in the tag match. If you put them in there with the right baby faces, the heel will still get heat as long as they're getting the heat and acting like a heel in said match. So, but yeah, it's interesting as far as the segment goes. It's I didn't fucking hate it or anything. It just had certain things in it I didn't like. Overall, like I said earlier, I think there was definitely some successful elements to it because, of course, like look at how the crowd was reacting to it. They were really invested in it. It's 2 stars kicking off a feud, doing an in-ring promo, and like really like doing like something that was made to feel big, and I like that effort, And to be honest, when MJF first started on Adam Cole, when he was talking about like, I used to look up to you, and he does. I don't mind the wordplay and stuff too much because it's just kind of like at the end of the day, he was making a point of this is what I used to think of you, And if he does his little shitty wordplay, like whatever, it didn't offend me too much. I did kind of roll my eyes a little bit at it, but it's not, it's nothing too bad. But then
I rolled my eyes when he started looking toward. He was looking at Adam Cole, and then started looking at the crowd when he said, "Oh, Vince McMahon."
Yeah, he even said like when he said to shut the system or whatever it is, and he was like, "Oh, there's a bit of wordplay for you." Like he literally said it.
Yeah, I know.
But like I said, I just kind of
he's like trying to break the fourth wall in real life.
Yeah, it's like I said, I just kind of rolled my eyes at it, but it wasn't like anything that I kind of would put the segment down over, And even him just being like, like what happened? Britt's got his balls in a purse, I thought like the like trolling body shaming sounds like I'm trying to be like politically correct or whatever, but like just kind of that kind of like trolling comment in it's just kind of like, bro, like, who cares, them ones, like it's just like who gives a fuck, bro. Like wasn't a big fan of that, not in the way that I was offended of someone being body shot, not like that. It was just kind of like, oh god, like whatever like whatever, Max, And then he's talking about, I see what they say online, and like Charlie said, doing the kind of Reddit promo, which Alexia touched on as well. It's just kind of not more kind of thing. And also just him saying, you're not to make me to feel special, to ring the bell. Why would a heel world champ like MJF give a fuck about like how like well rated his matches and shit are? It doesn't make sense, So yeah, like him going on like these tirades of bragging and speeches about like how good his matches get over with Meltzer. Well, he doesn't specifically like name Meltzer. Well, he did in that one match actually, but like him talking about like how the quality of his matches and stuff like that. It's like, bro, you're meant to be a heel. Like, why would you care about that? Like why does that? Like in theory, in kayfabe, like if we're gonna do this, it's like, as a heel champion, you'd want to run through your opponents in like quick time. Like if you was an MMA fighter, you want to get someone out of there in the first round. Do you know what I mean? And that's what you brag about. You don't brag about like
having great matches.
Yeah, it's just it's again, So that's definitely a hole I'd point out as well.
But Monty, look, the bright side of this feud, even though we're gonna have a shit ton of MJF talking, we're gonna get that erotic stronger in MJF match. So that's all I can say.
Maybe
A lot of things that MJF also says could like also be condensed, like a lot shorter.
Oh yeah, there's probably
like 15, 10, 12-minute segments. I feel like a lot of that could be like just shortened.
A lot of MJF segments. It's like even this when he's like I said, he was going on and on and on at Cole at the start. It's like there's probably was a good promo in there if you trim down the fat a bit, you know. And to be fair, what do we know? Because a lot of people did think it was a really good promo anyway, and they ate it all up. So again, what do we know? But even to carry on though, like the Vince thing as well. It's like. Yeah, he got a reaction and stuff, but it's just like it's so online again. Like, and he even dropped the the Keith Lee manager thing. It's like, bro,
yeah, just so stupid.
Like, people subscribe to Fightful Select and shit know about that. Like, not the wider wrestling, but you know. And I know the AEW fan base is really online, and it can be a gift and a curse, you know. And they did react to it in the building, but it's so, again, it's like Charlie said, these Reddit promos, man. It's like, what are we doing here? You know, it feels just kind of like cheap and shitty, you know, and just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's just not good.
He makes fun of people like being chronically online and all that shit, and then he cuts these type of promos. It's like you're just like I don't understand.
Just like imagine Roman going out there and bragging about having a good tag match or a title defense. You know, like
it wouldn't happen, mate. Wouldn't happen, mate. But yeah, even you saw in this promo, it's like the word like I see what they say online and online rumors and social media got brought up like 4 times in this back and forth. It was quite a lot, you know. But even still, like Adam Cole. I thought in terms of it in the exchange, I'm with Manny. I think Adam Cole won the exchange, to be honest. He made his point a lot quicker. He got there a lot just like smoother, you know. I thought it was just better, to be honest, from him. I will say, though, his presence, definitely, he felt like a big star. He felt like he belonged in the spot, etc., etc. The crowd was with him. And, you know, he carries himself very well. Definitely, it's one of the best things about Adam Cole is the way he carries himself. And just kind of the way that he's in there, you know. But like his first comebacks being like, "Ooh, you sound like a toxic social media troll, and you're a world-class douchebag," was so like, come on, bro. Like, he was just so weak, man. You know, like those being his like big burn comebacks was so like pathetic. I thought. What else? And I also didn't like on the only other thing that I didn't like on the Adam Cole side was the whole let's piss in a cup and see who's natural. Oh, bro, why would you imply that the world champion is on steroids? Like, whether you're working or not, it's like, bro, the history that pro wrestling's had with steroids is like we don't need that shit, you know. I don't know if MJF is juicing or not juicing, you know. Of course, there's going to be speculation with his body transformation over the past year or so. But, you know, I'll believe that he puts in a lot of hard work. I just don't think we should be, like, employing that sort of shit on TV, you know. I'm not disgraced or anything by it, but I just think it's just another, like, eye roll, like, what are we doing here sort of thing. But yeah, I liked how Adam Cole kind of went and was like, you know, I'm respected and you're not. You're a coward with the way that you don't fight enough to defend the title, blah blah blah. And yeah, man. Again, it felt big. I guess in a broad sense, it was successful. But again, there was just details. I think it was a thing of details for us, you know. Well, I don't want to come on here and just be like, oh, it was shit because I said so, you know. Well, like I said, I try to break it down and go through the little bits that I didn't like, and there was definitely bits that I did like as well. So, an interesting segment to kick off the feud, I think it's fair to say. Clearly divisive on this channel, you know. But, you know, it's... you get what you get, people. This is what we do, you know. You either love us or you hate us. All right, since we spent a minute on that segment, Let's do some super chats. Please keep them coming, people. We appreciate them as always. Starting with you, Darren Walker, again, £5. Rocky and Trent need to leave Chuck, Grenade, Taylor, and this OC. Trent should never use his mum's minivan again. Manny, how do you feel about this? Manny? Distracted, Manny.
No, I'm trying to read the super chat. I mean, bro, yeah, I don't really care about Chuck's or Trent's van or whatever, bro. I mean,
Respect, Sue.
Respect, Sue. You hear that, man? Yeah. Respect your elders, brother.
I don't know what you're gonna. I just don't care about any of this stuff.
I don't know what I want from him here. You know, he's just like, you know what, man? We'll move on. But appreciate you, Darren.
Maybe put Chuck on Dark with Excalibur on commentary, and let them just do PWG commentary on Dark. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, Manny's new rival, you know. Easy Mokonen. I hope I got that right. $4.99. Appreciate it very much. Real ones remember Chucky T's generational heel run in New Japan against Trent.
Absolutely.
Feels like Alexia Law right there. That does, mate. I'll be honest.
I was again watching Chuck Taylor lore, you know.
Oh my God, Manny.
And again, with another $1.99. Appreciate you, brother. Mark Jobber Fedman. Very, very spiteful from you, sir. But, you know, some would agree, like Charlie, you know. Showtime Spurs, $5. Shout out to Colorado for booing Vince instead of bowing to a sex offender. I mean, well, it'd be a bit weird if even the AEW audience popping for Vince would be like, certainly would be very, very weird, you know. Black Flash, $1.99. Exchange charges with me. Doing some lore from viral videos, I think, right there. Fucking hell. Robbie Impact, $1.99, of course. Purist paragraph. Shout out to him always. That's our guy. Shout out to future NXT standout Gabriel Kidd. Where's that come from?
He does this just to spite me. It's because I'm on the podcast. He does it just to spite me. And now he can't do the bits with Aussie Open anymore because Aussie Open is signed to AEW, so he's moved on to Gabriel Kidd. Bro, I hope your cruise is going very nicely and you have a good holiday.
God bless. A shout out, Rob. Alexia, keep it together. Showtime Spurs, $5. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Y'all are just wrong. See, Showtime, I didn't hate it, brother. I did not hate it.
In my opinion, you're wrong too. So I mean, we can go all day about this.
Wrestling's subjective.
Of course. Well, wrestling's like the most subjective fucking form of entertainment there is since fucking music, you know. Yeah, man. I like I said, I didn't hate it. I just thought there was certain things I didn't like in it, and it was quite long, you know. But overall, successful segment, man. You know. I thought it was quite funny as well because you know, last night, Charlie, when we was kind of making a guess of like who will be next for MJF, and I was quite surprised that I was the only person that said Adam Cole because like before the last pay-per-view, everyone was saying Adam Cole. And like I know the match with Jericho was like shit, you know. But like from a booker's perspective, like I didn't think it was ever going to be enough for him to like fully course correct, like you know, and fully like change course with it. People love Adam Cole, man. At the end of the day, like a lot of people were put off him online from that pay-per-view performance, which you know was kind of harsh, I guess. Because he does have a body of work, as he mentioned last night in his promo, very, very good body of work, you know. But you know, you get what you get, don't you? Right. Anyway, skip along here. Next super chat. 27 at 27. $2.79 Canadian. Ibu over AO. Who's the best carny in AEW? JJ for me. Jeff Jarrett is bro. He's had like 3-4 tag titles
Yeah.
Like total shots already, you know. It's kind of crazy. Jericho has got to be in there. I think he pops me because he's fucking outward with it these days, you know. Who else is there? Like you can even people will call Callis a carny, I guess, but he hasn't. I haven't really seen many acts of carnism from him that aren't kayfabe in AEW, to be honest. Who else we got? Who are the carnies of AEW, man?
Chuck
He's
Taylor.
thinking, oh, for fuck's sake.
Or maybe Rocky Romero too.
How's Rocky?
He's wrestling. He was wrestling on Dynamite, man. He gets those AEW checks.
He deserves them, brother. He deserves them.
I gotta think about it. I was just put on the spot, and I've just been on a.
He has this agenda towards me.
I think he does. It's come quite a problem throughout the duration of this pod. Mushin Iqbal Raja, £4.99. Surprised you guys didn't like the part where Adam Cole said, "Let's go to PvP to see who is natural and who is not." That popped me. But I specifically didn't like it. Obviously, I just explained it, but that did not pop me. You know.
Glad you enjoyed it though.
Mass fan had a good shout out to Conan. That's a really good one too.
Interesting.
Did you ever hear him talk
Punk,
about how
people are saying Punk, which is considering he's reportedly got Ace Steel as his right hand man for AEW creative, that is carny art right there, you know. So if that sort of shit pops you can definitely throw CM Punk into that equation. I guess some people would even, on the flip side, some people would throw the Elite into that that equation. Cody Rhodes, obviously when he was in AEW, definitely. But yeah, man, because AEW is structurally the way it is with Tony Khan and everyone having access to him and everyone having freedom and stuff, the people that do have an eye or reputation or even an inkling of these sort of carnism acts, you know, they definitely will flex their muscles with it, you know, whether that's Jericho, whether that's Punk, whether that's fucking Jeff Jarrett, whether that's, you know, whoever it may be. So it doesn't surprise me that there is people that develop this sort of
QT Marshall.
QT Marshall.
Marshall's wrestling in AAA.
Yeah,
he's always involved, man, you know.
Shirley, don't get me started with QT Marshall and AAA.
I'm sorry.
Please don't. He's sending me videos and everything.
Yeah, I
was
like, videos.
I
watched it. To be fair, the reveal really took me off guard, but considering who I thought it was, I'll take QT Marshall, to be honest.
Yeah.
Someone that was cancelled.
I mean, I don't know. I saw some of these videos and I said, man, this is real graphics. I gotta send this to Monty. So,
well, he sent me the video. He sent me a video of I think it was the reveal, and I was like, I'm sorry, man, but I just this
I popped.
Not this one, you know.
I watched it. Well, I watched the video when I was at work. I was I think it was one of my breaks, and I saw it was QT Marshall. I literally I had my phone. Literally went like this, and then just continued.
The best video package so far for that little feud that's been going on was Kenta sitting in his office, his white office with the championship belts, and then the phone just starts ringing and he just jumps. Who is this? How'd you get Phoenix is in the phone? And he's just walking around the office, just yelling at his phone, saying, "I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna get you," like he's out of Taken. And then you never hear about it until today, where he gets jumped behind AEW. And I'm like, well, Phoenix has been at AEW. You haven't seen your brother since? Like, great stuff.
Lucha Libre, brother. Yeah.
I hope this is a way for Black Taurus to get in too. So, you know, he's teaming
up
with
Laredo.
Yeah. Because I saw
whoa.
I saw the tag match. I was just like, I wonder how long until those guys show up on AEW. I'll ring a bell.
Definitely one to wonder about.
I hope Black Taurus shows QT a few things, so you know he just shows he can really work. So
Yeah, something like that. All right, back to Dynamite though, people. Matt Hardy and Ethan Page with Jeff Hardy, Cassidy. Of course, Matt Hardy is in control of Ethan Page's contract because Matt Hardy he's a contract pervert, man. It's
have you
been
guys
in
seen the
every
spoiler for
story.
this?
I
Yeah.
haven't, so don't give it
Go
away just yet. We'll save it till after.
It's fucking it's something, man. I'm saying, God, this is on. Thank God, this
I
stuff
wanna
is already.
know.
If you want to know, let's
I'll go like this when I'm done.
All right, let's give people. All right. This is your 5-second warning. All right. We will wave at the camera when Manny is done spoiling AEW shows. So yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Manny,
So
go ahead.
they did a match or they planned a match where it's gonna be Karen Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, and Sanjay. Right? Is that who it is? I think Sanjay's the third person versus Papa Briscoe, Aubrey, and Mark Briscoe.
It's got to be cinematic, isn't it?
It's the
That's-
craziest
I'm young, guys.
thriller I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
All right,
Oh,
we're just gonna take that in, because we've done the wave to the people, so let's not spoil it, But Manny's just dropped a bomb on
That's
his
real
people,
wrestling.
It sounds very real, a real horse shit, like that
Mhm.
that proper graps that we know and love. Is that
You're at
copper
the-
butt or no?
Imagine
I
they're
thought Charlie was drinking a copper butt.
a what?
I don't think you guys have them over there, but it's like
No.
cider.
Yeah,
Apple
it's a
cider?
cider here. It's not. It's a Pepsi Max lemon.
Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max Lemon. What does that
We
taste?
are in
Interesting.
summer though. Might break out the copper bags for that podcast again at some point.
So you're a Pepsi person, not a Coca-Cola person.
It's just what we got in the house, man. I don't know what
And he's digging around.
That's your real debate, man. I don't know. If you like Pepsi products or you like Coca-Cola products.
It was this or Diet Coke, and I didn't want Diet Coke, so I had Pepsi
no.
Max lemon. I also had Pepsi Max cherry, so I just like sweet things.
Nobody likes, Diet Coca-Cola. It just tastes gross.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I like DC.
Boo.
I
like
drink
Diet
Coke,
Coke.
but I can drink. I'm partial to a DC.
I like strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. That's like
See,
the
I
best.
can't do that shit.
Have they got
The only flavored Coke that I can drink, the only flavored colas that I like is like lemon. Anything that's like strawberry or anything like that, I think not that. But not my thing.
Is lemon just a thing you guys have over there? I don't think we have lemon sodas, do we?
We have Sprite.
Oh, I mean, yeah, besides Sprite.
It's Coke. It's Pepsi flavored with lemon. It's not a lemon soda. Anyway, we're going all over the place.
I was gonna say squirt, but I think that's grapefruit.
Alright. Stop the cola talk, people. Let's get back to the professional wrestling. This is a professional wrestling podcast where we review AEW Dynamite, so we will get back to that. Matt Hardy, he owns the contract of Ethan Page, and he makes him apologise to his Cassidy for hurting him. Ethan Page, he kind of looks uncomfortable here. He's not happy with it, but he does it, and they're all getting along, and Matt Hardy says he's going to make him a better man, and this Manny, I know you've been a fan of this feud, which surprised me. What are they cooking here, man? What's going on?
To be honest, I haven't watched most of the matches that have been in this feud. I've just been watching the segments, and they've popped me. Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. Matt Hardy's a little strange fella. You never know where he's going to go. When you think he's going one direction, he deletes it and goes to another one. So I don't really know what he has planned. So
I don't know what he's cooking, But yeah, let's next match though. We had a Texas Tornado tag. Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream. All right.
I'm shocked that Isaiah Cassidy can just moan on TV. I didn't think you can do that. That's crazy.
Lexi, you're mute.
I missed what was said before, so I don't know what the context of Manny's sentence was.
There was no context. That was the sentence.
It's just how he is, man. It's fucking Manny the Hooper. All right, Texas Tornado tag match. Hook, Jack Perry, Jungle Boy versus Preston Vance and Drilistico. Going into this match, I don't think there was that too many people excited for it. But, you know, Texas Tornado, I always thought it was going to be like something, you know. You're going to have a stipulation, you know, it's going to be something, you know. And boy, this was something. Preston Vance was out there bleeding like a fucking stuck pig, bro. It was... there was some real violence and chaos going on in this Texas Tornado tag match. Exactly what you want in this sort of match. To be honest, there was a lot of brawling going on, a lot of like random spots that'll pop you. That's what I look for in these like brawlish type matches. You know, like I already mentioned, Preston Vance was there bleeding like fuck. You know, he got hit with the chain by Hook. I think he caught him a bit too hard, bust him open. Yeah, man, this was good stuff. Jack Perry and Hook get the win, of course. Unless I missed something, I don't think they even teased the a potential heel turn with Jack Perry. It looks like these two are going to ride together for a while, and we'll see where this one goes. But this was a good match. This was some real graps. There was some a lot of blood, you know, some suplexes and stuff. Man, this seems like this was your kind of thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the match was all right. I mean,
just all right.
Look, you can't convince me that because everybody thought the match was sucked too until Prince of Vance started bleeding. You can't convince me that was planned. I'm pretty sure that wasn't planned.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Everybody I was talking to was convinced that was planned. There's no way that's planned because Prince of Vance looked so pissed off after that because he threw Hook into the guard. Yeah, he spat on him, threw him into the guardrail multiple times, and hit him with the nastiest layered I've seen. So of course that was playing. He probably was pissed off that happened, but
we'll never know. You know.
Yeah, we'll never know. But for a visual, it was awesome. And shout out Jungle Boy, man, hitting Prince of Vance in the head with that chair. That was awesome. Not enough chair shots to the head anymore, you know. But when you see
there's good reason for that, Manny the Hooper.
Well, you know, just I didn't sign up to do the sport. You guys did. I mean, you sometimes you just gotta do it, man. You just gotta hit somebody in the head with the chair and just live with it, you know. It's not my life, you know. I'm not the one doing the craft, so.
I hear you, brother. Hi, Charlie. What did you think of the Texas Tornado? Man, you are the tag team connoisseur.
See, I was like, I wouldn't say excited going into this, but I feel like I was more excited than other people because, like, I was looking forward to seeing like Hook and Jack Perry in like a different situation because, like, definitely with Hook, like, this is the first time he's been in a match like this. Like, this was a really different thing for him. And I thought it over-delivered massively. I thought this was really fun, and they had some really cool spots. Like, I really liked the wide shots of, like, when Hook and Preston were in the crowd, and Jack Perry and Drilistico were in the ring, and you could see what, like, they were all doing at the same time. I thought that was pretty cool. And whether it was an accident or not, like, him getting spiked with, like, the chain and then bleeding like fuck for the rest of the match.
Happy accident.
Yeah, happy accidents. But I thought it was really cool. I will say, though, I don't think they teased Jack Perry turning heel on Hook, but he was acting a bit heelish at the beginning of the match because he was ripping Drilistico's like mask off, and he's like half his mask had been pulled off, and that's like not really a babyface thing to do.
No.
Yeah,
so
Jose just tweeted that and just was mad about it.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this tag team. I think they can do some really cool things with them.
Absolutely.
Them versus the FTR is going to be electric, by the way.
Jungle Hook versus Aussie Open is the new.
Yes,
it's the new agenda. Yes. I just decided that right now.
It's been decided. Alexia and Charlie they've laid down the law, people. But Alexia, what did you think of this tag match? You got anything you want to add?
I thought it was really fun. Like, I think, like, for me yesterday, that was like the highlight of the show, just because, like, that's what I remember the most from yesterday. It was, I don't know, it was really nice seeing, like, Bloody Vance.
Yeah.
No, like I blanked. Hold on. Like in general, it was a really fun match. I really like the Jungle Hook pairing they have going on. I really do want to see more of it, and whether that being like have Jack and Hook turn heel together, I wouldn't be
Maybe.
opposed to the idea. I think that's just a cool little team. They know their female demographic, and
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they could be onto something, man. Maybe. All right. Right. We've got one super chat that's been waiting for a minute. Shout out Adrian, as always, 4.99. Appreciate you. I'm so excited for redacted fire emoji, fire emoji. I mean, with the way that some of the people on here talk about certain wrestlers, redacted could be one of many people. You know.
I think he's talking about the spoilers because that was like whenever we were talking. I think
Maybe.
Yeah, I just
You know.
yeah, that's when it lines up with. Makes sense.
Fired up, brother. Fired up. All right. Next up, we have Tony Khan's collision announcement. Of course, he is announcing the main event of next week. Yeah, it's next week. Next week's AEW Collision debut. And the main event, as announced by Tony Khan, is CMFTR versus Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, and Juice Robinson, and Samoa Joe. We got the graphic. Happy days. Alexia is giggling in the private chat.
Monty, did Joe tell you what I did to him yesterday?
What did you do to Joe yesterday, man?
So I started setting up pictures of Samoa Joe and Bullet Club shirts.
Oh, that's very spiteful, bro.
And then-
Whoa, come on. That's why he's not here.
And then he kept responding, and then I wouldn't respond back to him. And then when Sean just dropped his gif of Bullet Club, like the new member joining Bullet Club, I just sent him the tweet, and I just stopped replying to him again. He's just like, "What's going on here?" And I just never replied back to him.
Very spiteful. You are very spiteful, man. You know how to press certain people's buttons, you know, and that is that's disgusting, you know. Anyway. So yeah, the AEW Collision announcement: CMFCR versus Juice Robinson, Jay White, and Samoa Joe. I'm sure this will be a great main event. To be honest, in terms of going for something of real stature for your debut show, I don't really think 6 man's the way. You probably would have been better off booking a CM Punk singles match. You could have done CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. I know that there was reports and talk. There was reports of it being Jericho. I wouldn't have really been into that, to be honest. But in terms of booking a marquee match for your debut show, I think that probably does have more appeal in that sense. But yeah, ideally I would have got like Joe or Danielson or just something that you can just plug in, you know. You don't have to do much build or story towards it, but you can just kind of, you know, you can put Punk and Joe on a flyer and people will get it, you know. Obviously, it would have been cool if they'd done some really hot angles, as Ibu was mentioning before we got off of here. Like, you know, do some hot angles, man. Do some real angles and build up this debut show and some angles that may get paid off on the debut of this show, you know. You don't necessarily have to have Punk in the building or anything. You can build without him. Like Ibu said as well, if you just got some other Joe out there talking shit, calling him out, similar to like, you know, what Kevin Owens was doing with Austin, you know. You could literally like copy and paste a lot of that, you know, because it was in Chicago as well, like with it being CM Punk's hometown. You could have done something like that. You could have done something like Samoa Joe taking out some of the guys in FTR after a match. There's loads of there's an endless book of wrestling angles to book a fucking match, you know. So hopefully with this collision, they do go quite angle heavy with building this show, because I was mentioning it yesterday. They definitely are going to have to build this show. I think they're not going to hit the ground doing 900k and a 0.35 on a Saturday evening. That's not going to happen. It's something that I think they can build as well, you know. Get some angles going, get some interesting storyline arcs going with some people that we haven't seen in a while, have the right star power. Ibu mentioned this as well. Don't make it feel like it's where the other guys are. Throw a derby in there, you know. I think one of the reports said that Punk and the Bucks, like, there won't be, no, they're not going to be on the same shows every week, but that doesn't mean like the Elite won't be on Collision and Punk won't be on Dynamite. So like, I'll try and get that happening as soon as possible, even as early as like the second or third week. Get the Bucks on there, you know, get Kenny on there, get Takeshita on there, get any of them on there, you know, and don't make it feel like it's just the other guys, you know. But yeah, I think in terms, I'm waffling on a bit, but in terms of an actual main event, I don't really think this is. I'll enjoy it. Like, I'll enjoy it a lot, you know. Like, it's a lot of guys that I really like in there. But in terms of like marquee and stature and feeling like you really want to make a bang with your first main event, I'm not really getting those vibes. Alexia, how are you feeling about the first Collision main event and just kind of the general feeling going into the show, which is nearly just over a week away now?
I feel like it definitely would have been better at like as a singles match between Joe and Punk, just because like throwing Juice and Jay with FTR, like, you know, they're just randomly, like, how does Joe get involved in this? Like, you know, to me it just didn't like just throwing them all together. But I mean, I'm excited, I guess. I love Samoa Joe, so that is,
yeah.
But
it's a bonus, you know, for me anyway.
Yeah, so it's like, but yeah, I agree with you about you saying like doesn't really feel like the stature of it being a main event, just because it's like a 6-man, which I get. You know, they're trying to ease Punk back into wrestling, you know, after being out for a while, instead of just throwing him into the singles matches. But it's like,
yeah. It kind of feels a little, you know, like it's missing something, you know, which could be as simple as it's missing the simple fact that it's not a singles match, you know.
The fact that it's already next week and it's, you know, first show and they've only announced that, like, you know, obviously they sold the tickets off, you know, based on Punk coming back, but like, what else is happening that show? Like, it's not going to be just a one-off match. Like, you know, I wish they would just start.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah.
And also, it's like Punk is, of course, Punk's like going to be the big star, and he's been presented like he'll be like the face of the brand. But so you said he's not going to be. It's not literally going to be the Punk show. Like, it'll be a 2-hour show, and yeah, if Punk is the main star and he's the main storyline on it, like say for example, similar to the Bloodline on SmackDown, it's like they don't take up the whole 2 hours. They take up a lot of it. They take up like 45 minutes or something some weeks, you know. But they don't take up all of it, so it's like, what else is going to be on the show? Like, are we going to get a cool Miro angle or something? You know, are we going to get Andrade fucking actually accepting some creative? Are we going to get like, what are we getting on this show? You know, so definitely a good point. Charlie, where are you at with the main event and again like the lead up to Collision?
I think the lead up's been really weak. Like, just announcing this main event and like advertising it, like all the advertisements for the shows at the moment that I've seen are just CM Punk on a poster, which I feel like gives the wrong message of what they want the show to actually be. I think like in a vacuum, this match could be really cool and it will be a really good match. But for the main event of the first ever show, it feels like a bit of an oddball choice, and literally just because CM Punk and FTR want to team together, and they went with like some cool guys they could throw against them. Like, it feels very
rushed
odd to me.
Rushed
is a good word. I don't know. I feel like it could be fun. They definitely need to set up stuff for the rest of the 2 hours, because I can't imagine this ain't going to be like 2 hours of like leading up to this match, or you'd hope not anyways. But yeah, man, I hope they can do some cool stuff with this new show and people get more TV time and they shoot some real angles for it. And it's like, what, 9 days away? It's like, do something. Do a Twitter promo. Have someone like claim their time.
Something.
I guess. Like, do
9
something.
days away and only one thing has been announced.
Yeah, just like, do an angle that feels big, man. You know, I love like the idea of doing that trios match. Like I love the 6-man just like in a vacuum. You know, I love it a lot, in fact. But in the context of this being like what you're kicking off your show with and what you're like leading in with in terms of like advertising and matches and what you're going to be selling on this particular show. Again, just go with the mark. Play it safe, man. Just book fucking CM Punk fucking singles match against the big name, and just, you know what I mean. You go from there, and you book this on like the second or third week after you've shot a huge angle with the people involved. You know what I mean. There's loads of ways you can do it. I do want to stress that I do like as just a match graphic. I fucking love this match like a lot.
Yeah.
Mane, I know you're a big fan of this match graphic as well, but how are you feeling in terms of it being the first main event of Collision? Also, just kind of I guess the lack of angles going into AEW Collision and building the show.
I never thought about any of this. I just popped when I saw
You saw the graphic.
Yeah, I was ready to roll, bro. I don't know. I saw the main event. I said, bro, I'm fucking ready to roll, man. I thought it was awesome. I mean, it's 5 potential Hall of Famers and a really good Juice Robinson that's found his stride right now. I mean,
that's not even me. Like, you even said like Juice Robinson really good.
Funny.
You know?
I mean, I'm telling the truth. It's 5 Hall of Fame guys and a really good Juice Robinson, where you thought he was gonna suck in AEW, and now he's found his character and he's found his stride. I already, as soon as I saw the graphic, I just pictured the moment Samoa Joe and CM Punk stand face to face, and you get flashbacks to Ring of Honor from their trilogy. And then I thought of Juice Robinson and Dax exchanging punches. You know, that sounds awesome to me. Then you have Cash.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I just picture like an awesome Cash and Jay White cool sequence or whatever. I mean, this is fucking grass, bro. I'm excited for it. I mean, I think it's an awesome match, and maybe I should thought about the angles leading up to it, but
nah, bro, don't
fuck
do
it,
that
bro.
shit, mate.
Fuck it, bro.
If you pop, you pop. If you pop, you pop. You don't need to think any more about it, mate. Otherwise, you end up miserable.
I mean, to me, it's CM Punk and Samoa Joe in the same ring together. I don't know how much bigger you can get than that. Then I know it's a 6-man, but this is also huge. I mean, these are all big guys in the company, and Juice Robinson. So I mean, these are just.
And Juice Robinson keeps loving.
Shout out to Juice Robinson. He's really come leaps and bounds since.
No, I mean I think he's awesome. I haven't given up on him like everybody else, but I mean I'm just thinking it's like Jay White, a former Wrestle Kingdom main eventer, IWGP champion, Samoa Joe, like a legend, CM Punk a legend, and probably you can argue. I mean I'm not gonna. I think the Bucks are number 1, but you can argue 1 or 2 best tag team of this generation. I mean, it's just awesome. So,
real graps, man. Man in the hooper. Real graps indeed. All right. Speaking of real graps, old school graps. There was a squash match next up, and it involved Konosuke Takeshita. He squashed. What was the fella's name? I don't know. Apologies to whoever you are.
You look like Sean Spears.
He did look a bit like
Sean Spears.
At a glance, you would think it was Sean Spears.
I thought it was Eric Stevens.
It was not Eric Stevens either. You know what? For the sake of argument, even though we're not arguing, I'm gonna find this gentleman's name because it shouldn't take me too long. Takeshita defeats Diamond Ace. There it is, Diamond Ace. This was very short and quick. Of course, it had a lot of heat. Takeshita came out with no music. They've done the whole lot boo him to the ring thing. Of course, Callis was with him, that dastardly piece of shit. And, Takeshita, he deals with Diamond Ace in seconds, it feels like. And then, Don Callis, man, he gets on the mic, and to be fair, he doesn't say too much that he hasn't already said. He kind of does the old, crowd's really booing him, and he's getting great heat. And he's just saying, Kenny Omega, everything he's got, he owes to me. The books, they owe it to me, blah, blah, blah. He did name drop Will Ospreay, said Kenny Omega wouldn't have beat Will Ospreay without me. He also then implied that he's going to be creating his, the Callis family. The idea of that pops me very much. We've, of course, already spoke about who will potentially be in this Callis family. But yeah, in terms of story progression, there wasn't that much here. It was just kind of an excuse to throw Don Callis and Takeshita out there, get them booed a bit, and kind of keep them in the loop, I felt. Charlie, what did you make of this, or did you see any Easter eggs or hear any Easter eggs for us here?
I saw a tweet that translated Takeshita's part of the promo, and he was basically saying he's going to be the one to take Kenny out, which is like kind of the sentiment you take away from all of it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that they don't come out to music is something that I bring up every week because it's baffling me so much. Like, he has an AEW theme. We've heard it like several times before. So, I don't know. I feel like there could be something with that, whether they're just working on a new theme and they're leaning into the crowd, like, seeing him and instantly just booing and, like, really leaning into that heat at the moment. But no, I'm excited to see where this goes and where their, like where their allegiance, like, actually lies and, like, who they're going to end up linking up with. Because I'm still leaning towards the United Empire. I still think that could be a thing, especially with Dan Maloney defecting and joining Bullet Club. It feels like they've got a hole there now that Takeshita would more than fill. So I'm excited about it.
I tend to agree with where you think this is going as well. Going down the United Empire kind of route, kind of United Empire with Ospreay, Takeshita. We could be onto something serious here, people. Yeah, Alexia, what do you make of all this Don Callis heat, these dastardly actions that he's been up to? Because of course you haven't been on in a couple of weeks since he's turned into such a massive piece of shit.
That treacherous little thumb will pay. That's all I have to say.
Disgusting. Manny, if you're there, brother, does this real heat pop you?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention to the match because I think everybody. I don't know if it was everybody, but I feel like mostly everybody was paying attention to Callis on the ring. So I don't know if that took away from everybody watching the match because Callis was just walking around, just pointing at people and just doing, Callis things. So
he's great.
Hopefully he doesn't take too much from the act, because it kind of suck if Takeshita gets lost in all this to everybody hating Callis.
Yeah, but so far he's getting good heel reactions. It's like Callis is obviously getting the shit booed out of him when he talks, but when he gives the microphone to Takesh, then he does his promo in Japanese. The people come up even more booing for it. So the heat is definitely rubbing off on him, and of course he turned on beloved Elite. So he's a piece of shit in most people's books at the minute. Yeah, man. I think we can move on. I think Chris Statlander versus Anna Jay, TBS Championship. Obviously, this is Chris Statlander's second match back, like second proper match back, because I'm not counting the actual title win. I thought this was pretty decent, man. Obviously, Anna Jay, sometimes let's be honest, sometimes she has gone out there this year and stunk it up, she's not exactly a fucking veteran that's been around for 15 years. It's natural for these things to happen with her with these matches. But I thought last night, all things considered, both of them done pretty well out there. No, there was nothing offensive going on. Anna Jay was getting a heat on her, and Chris, obviously, she's got great offense, and they got the job done. Another successful title defense for Chris Statlander. Hopefully, she can keep rolling. Do you guys have anything at all to add on this TBS Championship match?
I don't really have anything to add on the match. Pretty much covered it, but I'm glad the production didn't cut away during Chris Statlander doing her ASL this week, because that is a mistake that they made last week, but they didn't do that this week, so I'm glad they learned their mistakes from that.
Absolutely.
What's that?
Shout out.
Hmm?
What's up, man?
What's the ASL? Is that like the moon song?
No, ASL
American Sign Language.
What is this?
PBS champion. I don't know. I
Yeah.
put it wrong.
However you do
She
it, I'm
does
not.
like the
I'm not.
modern
I'm not
There's no
fluid
champion,
as well.
is Is that a moon
Look
song?
at him. Dude,
He's stuck on the
Oh.
fact that Tish strangles her as the PME. That's incredible.
he's
Oh,
still.
never change.
He's Manny the Hooper, man. He's one of one. One.
I didn't
of
even know
one.
she did sign language on the freaking.
This has been a thing for her character since like before she got injured.
Yeah, like yeah, she's been doing like sign language and signing certain messages for a minute now. She's been doing it since the Indies. She's but there isn't actually like you would think that there's like some deep meaning behind it. There isn't.
No.
Yeah, like obviously people speculate like she might have like a deaf sister, or she might be partially deaf herself, or so you know what I mean, like something like. But yeah, funnily enough, Jay Shao, obviously, many of you guys who are listening know of Jay Shao. We love her very much over here. When she interviewed her last year, she asked her about it, like, why do you do it? And she was just like, I'll just do it, you know? Like, it was just
I didn't
like,
even know I didn't even know this was a thing. I mean, if not,
yeah,
I mean,
it's been a thing, mate. It's been a thing.
shout out
Doesn't surprise
to
me
the
that
ASL.
this isn't a. Doesn't surprise me that this is a thing that Manny the Hooper's not super up to date with, but you know.
Is that a good song? That's so funny.
Shout out to
Alright,
deaf
man.
people. I mean, I don't know. You know, just-
Yeah, man. Always. Alright, let's back to AEW Dynamite. Let's lock back in, man. Let's lock back in. Alright. Jay White versus Ricky Starks, of course, number 2. I'll be honest, I was expecting quite a bit more in terms of the way I would be like kind of like leaving this match really kind of similar to this opener, where I was expecting more of a big impression and a statement to be made. Whereas obviously the difference to the opener, the person making the impression I was expecting actually won the match. But obviously in the opener, Orange got the win. I was expecting Swerve to make the impression. But yeah, this match just I actually really enjoyed the first match. I know some people found it kind of like boring. Some people it didn't really move too much, but like I thought it was a really well worked heel babyface, you know, match. You know, they didn't really go too crazy with it. Felt like there was still some stuff they were holding back from. I do think they had an extended version of that match that could have been really good, like pay-per-view worthy stuff. But this match just, I don't know, man, it just did not move me. It didn't grab me at all, to be honest. And of course, the big finish that everyone will be talking about and has been talking about. Of course, both men are down in the ring or something to that. No, Ricky Starks has just hit Jay White with a Rochambeau, but in the process, knocks down the referee. When he goes over to the corner to check on the referee, who shows up in the ring? It's the Guns. The Gun Brothers show up in the ring. They do a job on Ricky Starks. You know, they take him out, and then you know the referee starts to come to. Jay White comes to as well. He picks up Ricky Starks, hits a Blade Runner on him, and then 1, 2, 3, and that's your finish. It looks like the Guns are now associated with Bullet Club Gold, we'd assume. I'm not sure if we've got official word on that yet from any of the camps involved. But that looks like where we're going, not what I was expecting here. The match itself I was somewhat disappointed in, and the angle at the end isn't exactly something that like fires me up per se. But yeah, man, that's what went down in the AEW Dynamite main event last night. So, you know, Jay White got another win, which I guess is good in a vacuum. But a lot of other stuff to kind of pick apart here. Charlie, I know you're the biggest fan in the world of the Guns. What do you take away from this, mate?
Yeah. Guns up for the Bang Bang Gang. Like, I guess this is what we're rolling with. I'll buy into it. I can suspend my disbelief and get into it. I'll see what happens. I thought the match was okay for the most part, and then like the ending happened. I thought the first match was like a lot better than this one, personally. I didn't really think they did a lot in this one. Not a big fan of ref bumps, but I guess why it had to happen. I understand why it had to happen. Then the Guns wouldn't have been my first choice for Bullet Club Gold members. My first choice was Bandido, which is a very left field pick, I know. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens because they haven't actually officially like claimed that they're part of Bullet Club Gold, and Jay White hasn't claimed they are. So who knows? Maybe they just have beef with Ricky Starks.
Maybe. Well, I don't know where this is going, to be honest. Bog said nothing official, no official word, but it does look like it's going that way with, bullet guns, whatever the fuck. It'll be like Gun Club t-shirts that we get. I don't know. Yeah. Manny, I know you're not the biggest Ricky Starks fan. That's an understatement. I know you do like Jay White, though. If I remember rightly, he was into the first.
Anyway, since I think he froze.
Okay, I thought it was just me. I was like, oh.
I don't know where Monty came up with that saying. I was into the first match. I wasn't really into it.
I froze. My internet just randomly cut out, man. But Manny's a pro and he just powered through, Well, carry on, Manny. My bad.
Yeah, the first match was all right. I mean, I wasn't really a fan of it either. Just the atmosphere was crazy for it. This one, all I'm gonna say is, Ricky, I hope you have a fun vacation. I mean, just take the time you need. Soul search.
Soul search.
Nah.
Soul search.
Jay White doesn't have to work down anymore. Now he's gonna be playing with the big boys up here. And
on AEW Collision.
On AEW Collision, man, that's where the big boys play. AEW Collision. That's where you make money. And then, well, I shouldn't have said that. Well, just ignore the houses, Tony's paying them big money. So, yeah, man, there's not much to say about the match. I thought it was really bad compared to the first one. And I really didn't care after Tony made the announcement. I was hoping Samoa Joe would come out at the end and, lay out Ricky some more, but that didn't happen. The Gun Club. Everybody needs a Fale and Owens. Every team needs one of those guys around. So maybe Jay White has enough charisma to spread it around to everybody. Make everybody a good wrestler or hang around. He did it to Juice. He might do it to the Gun Club. So
we've done it a lot with Bullet Club in general in that last run in New Japan. To be honest, it was a very common take amongst a lot of fans that he was literally just dragging the remainder of Bullet Club along. And of course, now it's in the hands of David Finlay, which of course it pops Charlie down here, but it has received a lot of criticism. So
all I'm gonna say is, man, those Gun Club shirts, man, they're gonna make some Republican money off those shirts, man.
Oh, come on. Some blue money.
Yes, some red money. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, red money. See, I'm not familiar with these.
That's just. Hey man, it is what it is. I can't. It's gonna be crazy seeing those shirts around. I wonder how they're gonna look, and that's about it, man.
I'm personally excited for the Bullet Club Alex merch, the Android.
Pop.
Oh.
Shout out David Finlay. He really catered these new Bullet Club members to me and Alexia.
Well, I will say, because everybody is shitting on him. But the thing is, these guys, all the guys that are now in the new Bullet Club, they're good wrestlers. It just sucks that they're going to be doing the Bullet Club shtick, where everybody's going to be running in and interferences and all that. So take that for what you want.
Every heel group ever, innit?
Which I guess is just more annoying because Gabriel Kidd's really good, and I don't need to see freaking 6 Bullet Club guys running in to interfere in a match. I get it enough with House of Torture.
Alexia, you got anything you'd like to add on this main event? Did it move you at all? You know, how you feeling about the guns and all this kind of commotion that's been going on in the main events?
The match itself didn't move me. I particularly don't think it should have been the main event, just because it didn't have well, I guess in a way, I understand why it was the main event, but it was okay. I definitely did think their first match was way better than this one. This one just kind of was flat for me. I honestly wasn't paying that much attention because I was on my phone and looking at it, and I was like, I'm not really interested in this, but I'll watch it. The angle at the end itself with the guns joining or helping Jay, I don't know. I mean, I get it. It was just, I don't know. It was, I like the guns, but
yes,
I just need to actually see where this is going. You add the guns to Bullet Club, and what else? Who are they going to be feuding against? Are you going to put them back up in the tag title picture? Where do they go from there?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they slot in. But like Manny said, he feels like every group needs a Owens and Farley. But it looks like they're back in the fold after being missing, the past few weeks or so. So there you have it, people. AEW Dynamite. I did forget one small segment though, and it did pop me quite a lot when Christian and Luchasaurus or whoever it was attacked Brock Anderson, and they just go into the locker room and he's just there on the floor and he's busted open. You're getting back at arm, brother. You got to take out Brock. It's
Brock Anderson.
Crazy time.
Brock Anderson. I hope you learn some Chinese, brother, because that's where you're headed, man. You're getting shipped out of here.
It's one of my favorite things that they do in AEW. Well, not literally, but it just pops me out. Anyone trying to get it on, they'll just kick the shit out of Brock.
I like how they didn't even try with the blood. They just put little speckles. Just all over his face and everything. They just ripped the shirt.
Real graps, man. Real graps. So yeah, that was AEW Dynamite. And one thing I want to talk about coming out of AEW Dynamite is the title of the video. Do we think Adam Cole could be the person that dethrones MJF? Because I feel like going into the last pay-per-view, like I touched on earlier, before the Jericho stinker, I feel like a lot of people were kind of ready and also kind of waiting, expecting that, I think the crowd, in terms of crowd response and crowd reaction, he's 100%. There is definitely something there, the people definitely do see him as the top guy. There's no denying that. In terms of him main eventing pay-per-views after that last outing, I mean, they did kind of make up for it with the mixed tag the next week, but it wasn't exactly a fucking 5-star All Japan tag, It was a good fun time. Ibu is here. He's here for the start and the end. Ibu, do you see Adam Cole as a AEW champion? I know the answer to this.
No.
Why not? Talk us through it, man.
Do you really want me to be the man?
Be honest, but not spiteful. Be analytical.
I'm not a spiteful guy.
Break it down, Ibu.
Right. So here's the deal. Adam Cole right now is somebody who just recently came back from injury. Yeah, it is. He's somebody who just came back from injury, but he doesn't really have that much momentum at the moment, to be honest with you. And so it doesn't feel like he's currently riding this wave of just great matches and critical acclaim. He doesn't feel like somebody who's undeniable. And usually what you want in AEW is somebody who's just so hot and so who's just so on the precipice of reaching the next level, like Swerve. I'd imagine everybody here wanted Swerve to beat Orange Cassidy on Dynamite, correct? It's because of how he's been doing leading to this show. So Cole's not in that position, and personally, I'm just not really big into him as a babyface right now. I don't think his best work comes as he's a babyface. So that is going against him. His in-ring has just not been great for a while. I can't tell you the last time Adam Cole's been a part of a match that I would call great, especially a singles match. You'd have to tell me because I can't name one in the last year.
I can.
So, which one?
The Texas Death Match with Hangman.
Yeah.
That's over a year now. That's over a year now.
Is it?
Yeah. That was in maybe March.
Revolution.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Look, nothing against.
But he's been out for like fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Look,
so
nothing against him.
technically, it's been like a year since he was out.
Point is, nothing against him personally, but it's a bit of a timing issue, to be honest with you, because Cole MJF seems like one of those things on paper that they always wanted to do, but now that they've done it, it's coming at a point where like no one's actually really clamoring to see it. I think right at this point, so it doesn't click for me or jump off the page right now as a program. To be quite honest, I don't know if you guys have already discussed the promo, the head-to-head promo.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We're wrapping up, but we're just doing
Right.
we're answering this question that I'll just ask you.
Yeah. To me, it's just like he just doesn't feel like the guy that needs to get this title shot at the moment. Bottom line, I'm in like work mode, so I'm not even in wrestling mode. But that's the best way I could summarize this. You know.
Very fair. Like I said, you didn't go too spiteful. You know.
No, I don't have anything.
You told the
against
people
it,
how
know?
you feel.
It is what it is.
I'll throw it to you next, Alexia. Do you think that Adam Cole should?
What up, Bobby?
What happened?
I hit myself with the water. I just said really good.
Oh, come on, Charlie, Alexia. We're grown ups, man.
I looked up.
Get it together. Get it together. All right. Alexia, I ask you the question. Do you think Adam Cole should be AEW World Champion anytime soon? Do you think he could be the guy to dethrone MJF?
I don't know about dethroning MJF. I could see him potentially in the future, but for me, I would like to see Adam Cole as a champion more as like heel. I love thickhead Adam Cole. That is like one of my favorite things. So it's like, for right now, I don't see him potentially dethroning him. It would be cool, but I don't actually see it happening.
What's that sound in the background, Alexia?
Where is it going?
Is it Yeah, it's Alexia.
Okay, hold on. I'm curious, since you guys already discussed the segment. Did Charlie like any aspect of the head-to-head thingy with Cole and Max?
I like that the crowd was into it.
So
There you have it. There you have it, but that's all you needed. But yeah, Alexia, I think
I need to go back to hear that breakdown.
Alexia is very fair. You know, she is very fair. Even when she tells fans of certain wrestlers what they may not want to hear, she always keeps it very fair. We love Alexia, you know. All right. Who should I throw it to next? I'll throw it to you, Charlie.
Whoa, hold up. You see those comments right there?
Which ones?
Yeah.
I was trying
Kenta.
to no sell it.
Mm-hmm.
God damn
We had a
it.
segment to get through.
Wait, what are they?
I don't know.
What do you mean they're doing
Wait.
Punk and Kenta?
Wait, is this a real thing or is Manny just
It's
getting
a fight.
I don't know if I'm getting worried. I just have to stop it because this is very important for.
Apparently, it's a Fightful Select report that's going on right now, or going around.
Is it 100% happening, or is this just something being discussed?
No. If it was 100% happening 100%, then it would have been a match graphic. So, without killing Sean's paywall, the title to the article is Kenta being discussed for major Forbidden Door match. Of course, CM Punk is a name, that most people would assume would be discussed in this position, and they would be right to assume that. And of course, subscribe to Fightful Select if you want to know more.
Look, hold up, guys.
He just posted.
I see everybody saying they're washed, but look, guys, this is a once in a lifetime, dream match. You take them when you can.
Like 15 years
Look,
ago.
yes,
I tend to agree with you, man. To be honest, let him get his shit off. Let him cook, bro. Shut up.
I know this isn't fucking Ring of Honor Kenta or 2000 like early 2010s Kenta, and both guys are depending on injury prone or washed, but man, this is really cool. I mean, we're getting two guys, that we want to see dream matches, and if they are going to wrestle, it's really cool seeing them in the ring. I don't care if they're washed or not. Same thing. I wanted to see Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena in the ring. Both guys, are not at their peak, but it's still something really cool. Same thing with Punk and Tanahashi. That's still a dream match. I think when you're given an opportunity to see these kind of matches, you get them when you can take them. So, and maybe they might show up like the old luchadors, man. You never know.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, I tend to agree with like the sentiment of what you're saying. So, like, how often do you get the chance to actually fulfill a match that a lot of fans are calling for a while? Like, some people may say it's too late now, which is also fair to say. Especially like Kenta's fucking battered out there, brother. And Kenta's also got the reputation of picking and choosing his spots, to put it politely. Obviously Punk isn't in his prime, and he's been a bit injury prone recently. But again, to Manny's point, I get why he does have some excitement for it without just like immediately kind of like dismissing it.
I don't want to say Kenta's washed because there's times where, depending on the match, he kind of shows out.
Picks his spots, man.
His match with Marufuji at New Year's, or not New Year's Dash. What is
the
it?
Noah matches.
Yeah, the Noah show. He was really good. He was really good in that match with Fred Rosser. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have a killer match with Eddie Kingston. So, I mean, he's going to pick his spot. I like the match
he had with Nick Wayne recently. It's pretty fun.
I haven't been able to see it yet. So, I mean...
Didn't he that was in like Defy, right?
Yeah, it's a Defy.
Yeah.
Didn't he win the title?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So, yeah, I mean, Kenta just chooses his spots, and then Punk hasn't really missed. I mean, besides having that debacle with Hangman in that, with the buckshot lariat. So, besides that, I think it's going to be something special.
This report makes me really sad because this is going to happen on the same show that Kenny is working on Ospreay, and Danielson's working on Okada. Monty, I can't do it, bro. It's going to look so. I can't do it.
Hey man.
No, but bro, you bringing up those two main events is like bro, it's gonna look like everything's gonna look fucking shit compared to that. That's such like that's so lazy, bro.
This is a perfect example. This is a perfect comp, Hangman. This is our version of Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. 10 years
there's other reasons to pick apart why you're not excited about it, but to bring up that double main event is like it's mad lazy, bro. Like, come on, you better.
So for me, it's just that I'm not like as down on Punk's in ring like a lot of people are. Like I think he's still
he's awesome.
Good, actually. Yeah, I think he's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I love his matches. I am very down on Kenta. I think he's like actively bad right now, Monty. To be completely frank with you, I think he's like really bad. So I'm not looking forward to Phil having to work with someone that I don't think is particularly good at all right now because, it's just a bit of an unfair ask and a task for him. So, it is what it is. I'm sure Kenta lobbying for it. Tony probably asked Punk and he went, fuck it. So we'll see, I guess.
I think there's a reason why he stopped tweeting about it.
You think?
Because Tony probably was like, "Do you really want to do this?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then they asked, probably.
Yeah, because there was a Kenta was tweeting about it every day, and then he said he made that tweet where he's not going to talk about it anymore. So.
Yeah, man. So Kenta being discussed for a major match at Forbidden Door, with of course CM Punk's name being the one popping up. Of course, there's more details on the Fight for Select report. I know we aggregate Fight for Select on our Twitter page and stuff, but we do. We
not showing
We wait a minute. We'll wait a minute before we just put out the whole thing.
I might be an animal, man. I mean, you might not even see me anymore. I don't even think I'll be around for this, man.
When that thing happens,
see, me and Manny are real pleasantly popping. I'm not on Manny's level at all. But, Ibu's disgusted. Charlie and Alexia are just sat there in silence.
I might
give a shit.
After the show, after the show,
if it happens, I'll pop for it. If it doesn't, I don't really care.
Charlie, are you gonna be on the show? Are you gonna be at the show?
Yeah, she's going to be at the show.
Oh, yeah.
You know this.
That's all I've talked about for weeks.
Bro, I think Charlie was just taken back by you asking quite a silly question.
Y'all forget I got CTE. You know what I mean? So sometimes things just slip through the crack.
Yeah.
I'm not even.
Down in my
dementia.
Twitter name, like,
It's old people dementia, not CTE.
Yeah, you old man. Where was we? We was talking MJF and his championship potential. Does anyone feel particularly strongly about this? Or I feel like Manny might have something to say. Yeah.
This is kind of weird. I don't know if you want Adam Cole to win the match the next week, because I don't know if I'm ready to see Adam Cole lose another title shot. You know. So I think you just have MJF beat him again to show that he's not ready, and then you start building it up, and then you throw in, hey man, Roderick Strong fights for Adam Cole's honor, and we get the Roderick Strong MJF.
You gotta get the Roddy match.
it got work. It really that they were doing and then eliminate a match for this. I don't know that Adam Cole's winning next week. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm curious what the play is here. I wonder if someone
probably like DQ or something.
If Max would do a DQ, so that's in the realm of possibility, you know. But that's the case. It's just like, where is it going and when is it getting paid off? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. I have something to say about Max.
Of course you do.
So I know it's not the popular thing to say now because a lot of people are tired of his promos and his style and all that stuff. But Monty, I genuinely feel like the trend all year is they're handing him guys that are undeniably talented, but where they stood presently when they were starting the feud with Max was like they were kind of like not on the right track, whether it be through creative or whatever. And it's almost like Max has to rehabilitate them through his storyline with them. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know Danielson's the GOAT, but when he started,
I don't think it's a sense of. I don't think it's Max rehabilitate them. I think it's more of a let's book them in a title feud to rehabilitate them. Not like Max is going to get the best out of them. I don't think it's that at all. To be honest,
I don't think that's what Tony's thinking, but that's what's ending up happening. If that makes any sense. Like for example, when the Pillars thing started, it wasn't like the other three were like at the peak of like they're like just their
Jack Perry was doing all right. Just beat Christian on pay-per-view. Obviously, Darby and Sammy were very standout in that regard because they weren't even on the pay-per-view. Whereas, Jack Perry at least had like a big win over a big star. Do you know what I mean? He was on a decent run.
Right. Danielson, when he got with Max, it was right after like the Jericho-verse stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and then here with Cole also, it's like another guy ironically coming out of the Jericho-verse. I don't know. It almost feels like who even would be a candidate of a guy who's just like on a super roll right now, red hot, doing great, going right. Like who could that be that would go toe to toe with Max? It just feels like they're throwing in these guys who are lukewarm, Besides Omega, because that would be your pick,
Yeah, of course, Omega. I think because that's the big story, and that's the big story of AEW at the minute, like the BCC, the Elite stuff. Like that's the big angles. That's what has the big heat with Callis. That's where the stars are. That's where it's at right now with AEW in terms of booking. So I just think you put all your chips on the table, brother. You put the belt on fucking Danielson or Omega or someone or fucking I don't know.
Put it on Wheeler Yuta.
Monty,
I have a limit,
I just thought about this, Monty.
Oh, go ahead.
Tony Alexi was holding a bomb.
Shut up, people.
Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor, right?
Yes, he does.
Does he have the right to Kenta's old Ring of Honor theme song, man? Imagine him coming out to that Rey Mysterio.
I'd imagine that he does, yes. If I had to guess.
That's electric, man. I need to see him come out to that one more time.
One more time. One last one. Me and Manny are going to be disgusting live tweeting this CM Punk versus Kento. Kento will do like one somewhat hard kick. Me and Manny will be like, yes.
Just picture them fighting for the GTS spot. Just imagine that. That's pornographic, brother. I don't know what to tell you. Somebody, no, you know what? I'll just do it. I'll post a clip of Kento walking out to his Ring of Honor Rey Mysterio theme song.
Go ahead, brother. People need it.
If this is a 3.5, I want everybody to preemptively block me.
Oh, bro, you ain't got to worry about that.
3.5, I'll bump it to 4 now.
I promise you that Kent is not going to get in his spot and just fucking do what he does 90% of the time, where he's just kind of like chilling, Like he'll show up in Noah mode,
He comes out with the.
He looked good in Noah, man. He did look good in Noah.
That tag was awesome. It was weird, like. It's like he just woke up for like.
He's got it in him, bro. It's just.
I don't think I think he just had a good day. I think he's just feeling good that day.
The lights are too bright for him to fail. Imagine him coming out.
That's where I'm at, man.
Imagine him coming out in those yellow and brown shorts one last time, brother, and you're just like,
one last time, bro. Like that's what I'm saying, man.
This is the last ride. This is Kenta's last ride, and we have a documentary about it,
brother. Yeah, this is it, brother. This is it.
Honestly, he won't do it, but this would be an epic retirement match for him. Like, loser has to retire from wrestling.
Oh, WPP. I'm telling you, man. When the lights are bright, I get it. Like, if you think Kenta's ass in 2023, like, I'm not gonna like try and convince you that you're wrong or anything like that. Like, I think it's somewhat fair at this point with like his effort level and stuff in a lot of the time.
He's worse than Nakamura.
But bro, when the lights are bright, fucking. It's even. I think it was like when was it? Like last year's Wrestle Kingdom, that fucking insane match he had with Tanahashi, bro. Like, where did that come from?
When they both tried to kill each other.
Yeah, he fucked him up for like 8 months. He was cooked, bro. He left it all out there in the dome, and then obviously he had the good matches in Noah and the big stage, and like I said, when he's got a real match that he can get his teeth into, he can do the dance, man. He can do the dance.
Who's everybody's favorite washed wrestler right now?
My favorite washed wrestler.
Blue Demon Jr.
Fair.
LA Park. Those guys.
Another fair one. Another very fair one.
Did you see the match graphic announced? Roosh and LA Park versus Sam Adonis and what's his name? Psycho Clown.
No, some big stars. Some big stars, brother.
Bro, if Roosh and LA Park lose, hair versus mask match at Triple Mania. This is what Real Graphs is all about, guys.
That's where it goes.
The
real runs, brother.
I got an easy answer, actually. It's Tanahashi.
Yeah, Tana did come to mind for me because his knees are cooked, mate.
I'll give him my knees. It's fine.
He walks like me,
All right.
Sorry, guys. What you guys just saw right now for the last 10 minutes was usually what me and Monty do on the post show, but over 3 hours.
Yeah. All right, man.
We were live for a second.
We spoke about the select reports that have all.
I forgot we were live too, so I looked at the live thing.
We're still out here, bro. We've got a few super chats, man. So let's do them, and we'll wrap it up because we've just gone past the 2-hour 30 mark. So we've been here for a while. We appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Please like the video if you haven't already. Let's get those likes up because they help us out. This definitely helps us out too, the super chat. So, Showtown Spurs, $5. The house shows are working for people like Anna J and Sky Blue. I hope to see them continue. When people like that are actually given matches, on these house shows, and it works. But at the minute, the house show matches are like super random. It's not like they're actually doing much of these like development kind of matches. But yeah, more of them would be great. Ace Rules 319 199. Appreciate it. Throw your guns up for the Bang Bang Gang. There you have it. Alexia is throwing up some guns. She's a real one. Zedong, $5. All political power comes from the barrel of a gun. Very aggressive, sir. Do not condone. Massfan 84, $1.99. Big Bill in Bang Bang Gang as the heavy. Please, TK. Don't know, mate. Zedong again, $5. Ibu, this is karma for you embracing capitalist warlord Cody Rhodes.
He's the best wrestler I've ever seen.
Well, hold on.
All right.
Come on. I love me some American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, you know.
I'm kidding.
I'm on the roller coaster, you know. I've seen him live. I've done the whoa. I've done it all, brother, you know.
You did the whoa?
Yeah, did I do the whoa? You think you're dealing with fucking Monty Bananas? Of course I did the fucking whoa. What do you think this is?
Hey, man.
But even for me, you take it a bit. You took it a bit.
Crazy.
Oh, we've got as AO would call him,
Oh my God.
Richard.
Oh my God.
Starks. I will not be doing the accent. Apologise, Ricky. Ibu, Zaddy, I needed you with me yesterday. Sad face. Ibu,
For what?
your response?
For what?
Protecting him, brother. You know,
Protecting him.
he needs you. He
This is
needed
not
you.
a thing that happens.
Well, not in his book. All right, man. I think we're good. I think we're good here. I think we are good here. Let's wrap it up. One thing I'd like to plug first. On Saturday, not 100% sure on the time, Eastern or UK, to be honest. So at some point on Saturday, we will be dropping the WrestlePurists Stardom Guide 2023, which will be kind of like a beginner's guide for like Stardom, basically. So of course with like Mercedes Moné being around there this year and potentially being booked on more of their shows when she's cleared. Of course with the matches she's already had with Stardom wrestlers. Of course, with their, like how much they've grown since the start of the pandemic, they've grown more than like any company in terms of just overall growth. In terms of since the pandemic, literally like the only company in the world to grow during the pandemic. So they're killing it, and obviously there's a lot of people who might see that promotion and think that it's a bit daunting because there's a lot of wrestlers you've never heard of. Obviously, it's a foreign promotion, etc., etc. So this is a really easy to follow guide to get you introduced to the wrestlers, how the promotion works, how the shows work, etc., by our very own head writer and of course member of the Dumb Guy Live gang, Jamie Ross. So it's going to be very good, very well, easy to follow, amazing stuff by our guy Jamie. So keep an eye out for that on Saturday. I'm going to need all the Joshi fans to kind of come together on this one because we're not expecting this one to get 1 million views. It's Joshi, it's a niche within a niche within a niche within a niche. So if we can at least pop like the Joshi side of Twitter with it, and the actual real hardcore fans, that will be enough for me personally. It's a good video, man. Good video. Keep an eye out for it, like I said. Do we have any more plugs? Manny, you need to get your pen out again, brother. We need a feature.
I'm working on one right now. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I'm working on one.
He's working. He's in the gym, people.
Manny's going to be inspired to make one about the road that we've taken to get Kento versus Punk when it's announced.
I wasn't writing that, but now that you said that, I might have to do that.
There you go.
He's gonna have some Manny-ass euphemism like they're trying to put each other to sleep, but I've never been more awake. Like he'll say some Manny-ass
that's awesome.
shit like that,
And he used that.
100%.
You guys don't like. This is probably what death feels like when you get hit with all that, like.
Huh?
Like, when they say when people die, you get hit with that like that thing, the adrenaline rush. That's just what I got hit with, man. I feel like I've seen it all. I saw the pyramids get built. I saw this is just. I'm at a phase, bro. After I'm done with this show, I'm gonna go watch some Ring of Honor, Kenta, and CM Punk, and I don't know when I'm gonna sleep, bro. I got work tomorrow.
Real grabs. He's gonna get he's
I respect it.
working on this feature, people. You know, people love the many features. Charlie, I believe you're working on something. I think I could be
Yes.
wrong and just
I also
putting you on the spot here.
No, I do have a feature that I'm working on. Hopefully, it will come out before I go to Forbidden Door. I'm hoping to do at least like one a month, like while I'm off for summer. So
Beautiful.
Wait,
we need to work on some. We need to work on some video essays as well, Charlie.
yes,
you know, we need to.
we need to plan that one.
Big,
That one
we need the big
specifically.
elite young books or just something. You know, we're gonna work it out, Charlie.
Wait, Charlie, have you revealed what this feature is about yet, or no?
I think I have in like my Twitter circle, but I haven't like publicly. No.
People can wait on it. You know, wait on it.
Gotcha.
Alexia, do you have anything to plug all? Or just your Twitter account?
No.
Just Twitter? No, not even the Twitter.
Sure, if you want to follow me, I mean, my.
I'll tell you, at was there, but it actually says Joe Hulbert. So
It says
not
Joe.
Joe.
it's not Joe Hulbert.
Hi,
It's,
Joe.
You know, I
Jeff
saw,
Jarrett,
I saw that
I
name.
believe.
My name is Jeff Jarrett. I'm not the real Jeff Jarrett, but I am Jeff Jarrett.
Really?
You are the real 12.
Could have fooled me. You know. Ibu, have you got
everyone.
anything?
All at once.
Yeah, listen. Collision coming to a city near you.
No.
What? What?
Do you have
What?
anything WrestlePurist adjacent to promote?
I was just gonna say, go on Ticketmaster. Collision's coming by your city.
No. We're not doing that. We're not
All right.
doing
Listen,
that.
follow me at Back of Hangman. If you want the even better Back of Hangman content, follow me at Hang You Fashion.
No.
Good stuff.
Boo!
Shout out to WrestlePurists. Shout out to the podcast. Thank you for having me. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you,
Shout out everybody who's stayed with us from start to finish. We know that we're on here for pretty long. Some would say too long, but we appreciate you people. And please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Like always saying, always try to draw home. It's massively appreciated. Massively appreciate the super chats as well. And we will be back tomorrow with Purists. And like I said, keep an eye out for our Joshi Guide 2023, which is coming out this Saturday. Peace.